Welcome to the Atheist Roundtable. Eddie, we have another Tart Live debate night.
Man, I am fired up, baby. I'm fired up.
You ready to go?
You got that bump going early, man. That was pretty good. I like that.
What Master P say? Make him say.
Yeah. We got 172 people watching, all just to see you and me. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, the whole debate thing was a ploy.
The Ozzy show. There you go.
No, we do. We have an awesome debate lined up tonight, and we will get these guys on here soon, the interlocutors on here in a second. But I do want to let everybody know that the Atheist Roundtable, we're very, very excited to announce that as of this evening, well, actually this afternoon, we hit our 2,000 subscribers in about 9 months here on YouTube. So yes, absolutely. So great job to the entire crew, from Pasta to Murdershed Steve, Just Jeff, Benji, K-Nevs, even J Mike that helped us out in the beginning, everybody else that supported, all the subscribers, channel members, all down the line. And we'll do a better job of listing those later on. But the reason I say all that is after the debate tonight at about 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, we're going to have a call-in show. This is not going to be your average Tart Live call-in show. This is going to be where anybody and everybody can call in and roast anybody that they want to roast.
Ooh.
On the Tart roster.
Except
so just know, limits. Hey, I said anybody and everybody. Even my mama might call in and tell. No, but no, it's going to be a good time. So again, thank you to everybody. And so far, again, almost 200 people here. So we want to first say thank you to everybody that's in the chat, everybody that's hanging out. Just so you know, we try to play everything as down the middle as we can. And I always say, like, we're an atheist channel. I think we've given, out of the last 5 debates we've had on here that have been, atheists versus theists, theists have won 3-2 so far. So we try to be as down the middle as we can, just so everybody knows it's not a one-way ride here at Tart. So Eddie, without further ado, man, let's get these gangsters on screen.
Let's get ready to rumble, baby.
Yes, huh? All right. TJ, Hyperhumanity.
Yo, what's up?
What's up?
How you guys feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling juiced. Ready to go.
Good. Me too. And I'm not even debating. So, real quick, we'll just do some brief introductions, and we'll get down to it. So, Hyperhumanity, tell everybody a little bit about you. Where can they find you? What you got going on, man?
Yeah, you can find me on TikTok at Hyperhumanity. I'm a philosophy major from California. I'm a Gnostic. We believe that the Christian God is the devil. So tonight I'm going to be making the case that the Christian God is not the true God, but in fact the devil, who's an imposter, evil, imperfect God, pretending he's actually God when, well, he isn't. So we'll see how that goes.
Damn, laid that down simply. All right, TJ, the Guider. Tell us a little bit about you. What you got going on? How can they find you, man? All right, well, we wait on TJ. So the guys already know the format, so I'll go ahead and go over the format. Why?
That means you can find him in the dark. Crawling in the dark. Who was saying?
All right, TJ, can you hear me? TJ?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, cool. So tell everybody real quick a little bit about you, and then where they can find you.
I'm 17 and I'm Christian, and you can find me on my TikTok with I spread the gospel on TikTok, and I try to reach as many people as I can. And I'm here to defend that God is the loving God and the true God, and not, in fact, the devil. So, yeah, that's it.
Cool. All right. So everybody knows the format that's tuning in tonight with us. Again, we appreciate everybody that's hanging out with us. So it'll go 10-minute openings, 10-minute cross-examinations. Then we'll have a 40-minute cross-examination, then 5-minute close, and we'll do some good old Q&A at the end. And Hyperhumanity is taking the affirmative position on this, that God is indeed the devil. So he will be going first. So as soon as I'm off screen and Hyperhumanity begins to speak, I will start his 10 minutes. So gentlemen, we will run the video. As soon as you come on, it's go time.
All right, so to begin, the ancient Gnostics was a radical group that used to believe the Christian God was in fact the devil. Okay, as the story goes, the devil got kicked out of heaven, came down to earth, and then positioned himself as the true God when in fact he wasn't the true God. The ancient Gnostics knew that the true God, the really true God, was all about peace, love, and knowledge. And they looked at the Christian God of the Old Testament and saw that he was a God of war, violence, hate, jealousy, the exact traits of the devil. So in the Bible, the devil is clearly defined as the great deceiver of the world and the father of lies. The Bible even gives the devil the title of the God of this world. The devil, as we read in the Bible, is very cunning, smart, and deceptive. The Bible even states that the devil is capable of disguising himself as the angel of light. This means there's a fake evil God called the devil running around earth, disguising himself as a God of love. So now that we know there's an evil God running around earth, trying to pose and pretend to be the true God, as humans, we must critically examine every God in this world to decipher who is telling the truth and who is actually deceiving us. So again, the definition of the devil is an evil God who's pretending to be good. So all we have to do to find the devil is to locate an evil God who's trying to pass himself off as a loving God. And in my opinion, that's the Christian God. So the first part that I'm going to start off with is moral perfection. The Christian religion and the Christian God claims that God's morally perfect. Christians also claim that we cannot examine God's alleged objective morality. However, in the Bible verse Genesis 3:22, according to the Bible, when Adam and Eve ate from the tree of knowledge, the Bible clearly states man has become like gods and now know the difference between good and evil. So based on this verse verified in the Bible, humans actually have the intellectual capacity to not only understand morality from a human perspective, but we actually are equal to the Christian God. Therefore, when Christians claim that we cannot judge or examine God's behavior, this is false information. The Bible states in Genesis that we are on an equal moral basis with God. In fact, in Genesis, it's God's word himself that says the morality of knowing good and evil that made man become like God or equal to God is his words. Therefore, no Christian alive today can make the claim that as humans, we're not able to judge God, because the Christian God himself verifies that we have the knowledge to judge him. So the Christian God in the Bible supports slavery, right? Owning another human. Many Christians, in fact, call themselves slaves of Christ. I find this wrong. Yet we all know the concept of slavery is wrong. Slavery on earth is wrong. Therefore, slavery in heaven is also wrong. The principle of slavery does not change just because humans go from earth to heaven. If we as humans fight against slavery on earth, then we must fight divine slavery in heaven. Here's the highest of knowledge. Above slavery on earth is freedom on earth. Well, above slavery in heaven is divine freedom. Do you not deserve divine freedom? In the Bible, it clearly states that when we ate from the tree of knowledge, we were equals to God. So why would God create you in his image and then enslave you? This doesn't make any logical sense. Only the devil, the adversary of God and the human race, would seek to confuse the human race and enslave them and get them to worship him. And yet this is the exact definition of the devil in the rebellion story. He tried to overthrow God and become worshipped. Christians then go on to also claim that God, whatever God claims to be good, is simply because God says it is so, because he created the universe. Yet there's no actual evidence that God created the universe, the Christian God that is, and just by him saying it's good doesn't actually make it good, right? You cannot confer ontological reality onto something through the process of assertion. Where is the evidence? Where is the proof? Where is the airtight, rational, logical argument? What ontology or epistemology are the Christians relying on to make this objective claim? To my knowledge, no Christian ever in the history of planet Earth has ever put forth any rational argument for the existence of God's objective morality. So in this debate, I'd like to ask my opponent, where is the objective proof of claim for God's objective morality existing in the world today? Christians will usually claim that it's because God made us. But something the Christians deem good, Muslims actually deem bad. And both of these contradictions supposedly come from an objective source, an eternal creator God. Yet these objective moral sources that come from two different gods completely oppose each other. So how do we know as humans which God is correct? Well, you have to provide actual objective proof of claim, something neither Christians nor Muslims have ever provided. Although we might say that there is no actual exact objective morality, there are commonly accepted notions regarding morality in the modern day world. For example, almost everybody would agree that people are to be held accountable for their own actions, not the actions of others. Yet Christianity condemns the entire human race to eternal torture for the actions of Adam and Eve, people who possibly may have never even existed. This is a complete violation to morality based on the general meaning applied to human life in the 21st century. No logical person alive today, in my opinion, would argue that someone in Africa should be executed for Jeffrey Dahmer's crimes. Yet the Bible is full of these illogical and immoral acts. For example, God slaughters the firstborn babies of Egypt, including innocent, cute little babies. So I want to ask my opponent tonight, why did Jesus Christ, the Christian God, kill these cute, innocent babies in Egypt? What crime have they committed? All Christians who argue for objective morality, from what I've seen, say that their premise proves the claim. This is circular logic. They're experts in begging the question. The Bible proves the Christian God is not morally perfect. God's actions in the arena of morality are not consistent nor logical. They're in fact subjective and emotional. Reference to God repenting in his heart after flooding the earth, being angry at humanity in the Garden of Eden, and burning non-believers in hell because he has a jealousy problem. In fact, morals in the Old Testament changed the New Testament. God's morality that influences human behavior is evolving and changing. There's absolutely no consistent moral basis from the Christian God. Thou shalt not kill is violated millions of times in the Bible. God orders Abraham to kill his son. Well, that's a violation to the commandment of don't kill. Jephthah kills his daughter and sacrifices her to God. That's another violation. God kills innocent people. God himself violates this law. God supports his followers in the Old Testament killing children and killing other people. These are violations. The whole Bible is backwards, and it's all about a morally bankrupt devil trying to convince the world that he's in fact God. Based on this moral bankruptness, therefore, in my opinion, the Christian God is a liar because he made the claim that he's morally perfect, yet he's breaking all of his objective moral laws. The Christian God then goes on to claim he's all loving. Then in the Bible, this same God rapes, murders, slaughters, pillages, plunders, persecutes, and massacres his way across the pages of the Old Testament Bible. This so-called morally perfect God supports and sanctions slavery, child abuse, human sacrifice, abortion, theft, incest, crime on the grand scale, and genocide. He uses weapons of mass destruction against everybody. This is not the acts of a loving God. This God then goes on to claim that he's kind, compassionate, nonviolent, and loving. Yet in the Bible, this God never once turns the other cheek. In the Old Testament, he doesn't move through the pages through love, creating peace on earth and uniting the planet. He's massacring his ways through the blood-soaked pages of the Bible, killing over millions of people. This God never once forgave anyone in the Old Testament. He never once loved a single soul. He spares nobody, not even Job's family. He kills over 4 billion in the flood. This God shows no compassion, no empathy, no sympathy, absolutely zero mercy towards any human life at all. These actions in the Bible are a complete logical contradiction to a loving God. In fact, this loving parent is going to mass execute 99% of all of his children. Is that something a loving parent would do? Absolutely not. So I would like everyone watching this debate to come to their own conclusion. Would a loving, perfect God create a massively unimpressive, plagiarized book full of lies that's insanely confusing to follow based on fear, torture, mass murder, rape, slavery, and total destruction of 99% of the human race? In my opinion, this must be the works of the devil. Finally, supposedly Jesus Christ died for our sins, yet it was Jesus who condemned us. Never forget that Christianity only has one God. Therefore, the God in the Old Testament who killed innocent babies is Jesus. The guy who flooded the planet is Jesus. The guy who wrote in Isaiah 13 to dash babies to pieces is Jesus. The guy that said rape female slaves is Jesus. The God of the Old Testament who kills over 2.4 million innocent people is Jesus. So based on a so-called objective moral law, how can any Christian with logical thinking claim Jesus loves us when he's mass murdering us in the Old Testament? The Christian God is in fact the devil based on critically analyzing his actions of violence, murder, supporting rape, slavery, genocide, and Holocaust. His religions in the modern day world have led to nothing but mass killings, sexism, racism, homophobia, and other evil, immoral acts. And above all, these religions have demonized the pursuit of knowledge. Yet, as I stated in the opening, in Genesis, we read that humans are equal to God in the knowledge of good and evil, that is. Therefore, as a human race, it's up to us to critically examine the actions of the Christian God and decide for ourselves, is this God evil or is he loving? Just because you accept being a slave to this terrorist God doesn't make him loving. It actually makes you blind and ignorant of his actual true nature. If you agree that slavery is wrong, then you agree that the Christian God is evil and immoral. Hence, he's the devil and must be overcome so the human race can progress. The Christian God in the Bible is the source of evil, confusion, division, and fear. He is the devil, the father of lies, and Christianity is the devil's great deception. The Christian God set himself up on earth as a loving God, and when we examine his actions and attributions, he's a hateful, jealous, angry, violent God of death, evil, destruction, hence cannot be the true God who created the universe, but the devil posing as God. No rational person should ever worship this God. In closing, this God stole his religion from all other religions and people. This makes the Christian God a criminal. He lies about loving people. When we examine his actions, he's actually a murderer and he's evil. He declares himself perfect, yet proceeds to be the God of blunders. If the definition of the devil is an evil and imperfect God who supposedly disguises himself as a God of love, then truly the Christian God is the devil. If not the Christian God, what other God would meet this criteria?
All right. So look, so you say if they support slavery, then if they don't support slavery, then they don't support God as a loving God. Okay, well, to understand the Bible, you have to use context towards the Bible. So there's this thing called antebellum, antebellum slavery. And that was when colonists desired free and perpetual labor, which was like free. So in the biblical times, a slave, they wasn't a slave. In fact, God says if you're caught kidnapping a slave, it's punishable by death. He says if they have, and they're not allowed to serve for more than 6 years. He says if you serve for more than 6 years, after the 7th, they shall be let go. He also says to treat them with respect. He says if you shall not treat them like a slave, but as a hired worker. And why did he say that? Because most of the slaves would sell themselves. They wouldn't get kidnapped. They like today's slaves, what we think about today enslaved. The Hebrews were slaves, and Hebrews was Moses. Moses was a Hebrew, which was one of God's chosen people. So they wouldn't just go into slavery and be like, oh, I'm kidnapped, I'm going into slavery now, I got to work for free. No, they would have a debt and they wouldn't know what to do, and they would go out and sell themselves. They wasn't allowed to get treated with no respect. They wasn't allowed to get kidnapped. And it says after 6 years they have to leave. Why? Because after 6 years, your debt is paid off. Okay, and you keep bringing up the flood and how he killed innocent children. Well, my friend, you have to read more context behind that. In the Bible, God tells us that none of us is innocent, that we all have a sinful heart, and he calls us dirty as rags. He said he looked down and seen that the wickedness was great, and not great as in, oh, it was good, great as in it was everywhere. All right, it was angels sleeping with humans, creating giants. God, and it even tells you that Moses was the only pure person there. He was the only pure person there. There was no one, him and his family. So he ordered Moses to do this. And even after that, Moses went around trying to tell people, hey, this is what God told me. And they still didn't listen. So he flooded them. You're right. He did flood them. But none of us is innocent. We all are sinful beings. All of us are sinful. And you call God the devil. Well, if you read Matthews, he says, how would I word this? He heals a man with the devil inside of him. A demon is what it says. It says with the devil. And after Jesus heals him, they call him the devil. They say God couldn't do this, but only the king of the devils can do this. Only the Lord of the devils can do this. And Jesus goes on to tell them, do not call me the devil. Do not call me the devil. And you bring up your ancient gnostics. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but I did some research upon it. And the ancient gnostics, it's Greek for knowledge. I think you already said that. But it said that they didn't want the same religion as everyone else. So they created their own. It says that you can look it up. I can email you a link. I can email it out here. You guys can look it up. It says that they created their own because they didn't want the same as everyone else. God, all right, and here should be the only thing about if God loves us or not. God loves us so much, he did what? He sent his only son to die for you and to die for me. So if you're going to sit here and say that God's evil for flooding the earth to innocent children and all that, and I read Isaiah 13 is what you said, and I don't see anything about a baby inside of here. Like, I've read 13, and I think the only verse in the Bible about killing a baby, he isn't saying they shall kill a baby. He's saying they shall kill a baby as in they're going to kill babies. He's warning us about it. It's not Jesus' own words. It's what God was hinting at the people, telling his own people that they shall kill children. Be aware. He says, mothers around that time, woe to you. Meaning, mothers around that time, I pray for you. I'm sorry, but it's going to be hard. And so you made a comment about when he was talking to the Pharisees. He says, you are like your father, the devil. Okay, again, I feel like you're just taking scriptures and turning them to make them sound evil, like how you want it, because he's not meaning you are like your father, the devil. He's saying because the Pharisees lie, stole, and they was greedy. And he says, you are like your father, the devil, not your father, the devil, the father, the devil. He's comparing them to the devil for their sinful acts. And that's all I got for this part right here.
What it do, Eddie? What it do?
I'm just over here. I was trying to Hyper talk so fast. I was like trying to take notes. I'm just like, and I was like, okay, forget it. Just whatever.
I was actually keeping up with him, but now you say that, it did remind me of when Eminem get going on a beat, like, like damn machine gun. But here's what I'll say. Usually the opening statements, I don't put a lot of weight into it, Eddie.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. It's more about, setting your position, what you believe, what you don't believe, that kind of thing. But great job. And I just want to say, everybody, I don't even have time to go through the chat right now, but every single one of you that are hanging out with us tonight, we appreciate it. And make sure you go hit the like and the subscribe button. And we put out content for just about everybody here, so whether it's debates, call-in shows, one-on-one interviews, Pasta Mike does his Atheist Pizza interviews, one-on-one. We got a little bit of anything and everything for everybody, whether you're an atheist, theist, or you don't even know what the hell you do or don't believe.
I think Pasta said he's going to fly me first class somewhere and put me up like a skyscraper somewhere for the Atheist Pizza show. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I want to let me throw something out there real quick, please. All the Christians that are in the chat, I'm a Christian too. Okay. Could you please stop saying Jesus is Lord and putting prayers in the chat, because there's a lot of people in here and there's a lot of interesting comments that are just blowing up and going fast and nobody can see them. Thank you for the support. But please pray silently without typing, and we don't need to see Jesus is Lord 1,000 times. Okay. Yep. You can have it on.
Yep, I'll say this when we bring the other guys back on. If Pasta says that my wife is his boo one more time, you guys won't see him. You guys won't see him in Macon, Georgia. Let's just say that.
Well, hey, it'll be Pasta's secret weapon will turn into Oz's secret weapon in a heartbeat.
All right. So the next round is cross-examination, 10 minutes apiece. We'll do it just like we did last time. Hyper, you'll go first. And then it'll go over to TJ. So let's get these guys back on here.
Get that money.
All right, cool. So I want to start with Isaiah. So the verse that I reference in my statement is Isaiah 13:16. And I'm going to read it for you guys so you can hear it. This is the commands of the Christian God in Isaiah 13:16. And he says, they're infants. Infants are babies. The infant shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. So this is the Christian God giving his people orders to take babies and basically disembody the babies. And this is supposed to be a God who says, I'm 100% loving. Like, what's up with this, dude? Explain it.
Wait, can you re-say what you said? My earbuds messed up again, bro.
Yeah, no biggie. Isaiah 13:16. It says, their infants shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. your God is telling his followers to basically go through the town of Babylon and take the babies and dash them to pieces. And I would love to hear from a Christian, what crime have these babies ever committed to literally be dashed and killed against rocks in a bloodbath? Like, what is up here? This is supposed to be a loving God. I'm confused. Do I have the right Bible here?
So what verse you said? Isaiah 13:15?
16.
16.
And it's about 7 sentences down.
Okay, man. Look, like I said before. Hold on. All right. So like I said before, God isn't ordering no one to go and kill these babies at all. Like, you can go read context before reading the verse, because then, I mean, you can take the Bible however you want it and turn it to evil. You can take anything good and turn it to evil. You have to read the context, like read the chapter, read the context before it. I mean, I can do that if you would like, but he's not saying go through there and kill them babies, kill them innocent children, them innocent kids. He's not saying that at all. He's warning the people what's going to happen. He literally says, and there will. He says in Isaiah 13:16, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. Behold, I will stir up the modest against them, not against the children, against the people going through here doing all that. Like, you have to read context to come back.
The Bible literally says in blood-cold English, their infants shall be dashed to pieces. Okay, that's not metaphoric. That's not an allegory. That's referencing babies being dashed to pieces.
You're saying shall as God is commanding them to do that. He's not.
And then they went and they did it.
No. He's not sitting here saying you shall go do this in that way. He's saying
the Bible starts off, how ye, for the day of the Lord is near. It shall come as a destruction from the Lord. This is clearly God speaking. This is clearly God's power. It's quite clear in the Bible. It says this is the Lord's destruction. I mean, are you saying God's not talking in the Bible? Man wrote this?
All right, let me ask you this. Say you own 25 acres of woods, right? You own 25 acres. And so deer and everything live in them in them woods. But you see a bigger opportunity, right? So you want to tear down them woods and build something onto it because you see money out of it. You see the better opportunity towards it. You would tear down them woods and run them people out of there. He's not saying that God is evil. All right, God created this earth. He can do what he pleases with this earth. He is the true creator of this earth, and he can do whatever he wants, just like you would if you had owned a piece of property but seen a bigger picture towards it.
So we're comparing babies to property? I'm not understanding your comparison.
No. See, that's what I mean. You're taking everything good and making it bad. I'm asking
a question to
no, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Well, that's what you said.
No, I'm saying you're no. Before I said that, you asked me a question. Why would it say that God was the destroyer? That's what you asked me.
It doesn't say God is the destroyer. It says literally God is coming. The day shall come as a destruction from God. So it says this is God's power.
Exactly. So God has power.
And he's dashing babies to pieces.
No, he's telling them what's going on, what is going to happen. Just like in Revelation, he tells us what's going to happen. He also says false prophets will come and say that they know me. And it's exactly happening as it says. He's warning us. He's not saying I'm going to send false prophets down to trick your mind and send y'all to hell. He's warning us, just like he's warning in Isaiah 13.
Okay, so I'm curious here from a thought experiment. If two voices come in your head, voice one says, I want you to go dash babies and kill them. And voice two says, you know what? I want you to turn the other cheek. And the guy who's telling you to dash babies is evil. Don't worship him. Which voice would you follow? The one that tells you to kill kids and babies, or the one that says don't do it?
If you're saying that God told him to kill the babies, God didn't tell him to kill the babies.
It says it in the Bible in plain.
No, it's warning.
Scripture, incapable of mistakes, because God's perfect. It's the divinely inspired word of God. There can be no mistakes in the Bible. This is it. God's telling him to dash babies to pieces.
All right, you said it earlier yourself. You said, why would God make this book that's so hard to translate? See, you're just the one that's not taking his words right. He's not saying, thou shalt go do that. Like, oh, you better go do this. He's saying that will happen. This right here is what's going to happen. Prepare yourself. That is what he's saying. He's not saying go do that. He's not whispering in my ear saying, hey, go kill these babies. That's not at all what he's saying.
That's exactly, no, you're right. He's not saying this will happen. He's saying it is going to happen. This is 100% certainty. This is God's word. God can, so God's saying these babies are going to be dashed.
Okay. In Revelations, it says nations will rise against nations. Okay.
He's Bible verses now.
No. I'm putting them together. So nations will rise against nations. He's not saying I'm going to make nations rise against nations. He says, in fact, he says in Revelations, this has to happen. Same as in here. He's talking about the end.
I thought the God of the Bible says we have free will. Now you're saying we don't. Things have to happen. So do we have free will to choose good from evil, or babies being dashed? What is it? You got to pick a side, bro.
I didn't mean as people, things have to happen because of our thoughts. No, we have free will for sure. He's saying
babies did not have to die. Humans could have, out of their free will, not dashed babies, but God influenced it, motivated them, ordered it, and then it went down because he tempted them and put the idea in their head. If he would have never said that, babies would have never been dashed.
Okay. This book right here, all that stuff that is in this book happened before this book. So look, you're taking it as thou shalt do this. So thou shalt come onto a debate and debate. Okay, he's not literally telling me go onto this debate and debate. He's warning the mothers that this right here is what's going to happen. He's sitting there warning the mothers and the families that there will be people to come in here and kill your babies right in front of your eyes. He says, woe to you. Yes, he's warning. You're exactly right. That is my God.
And those are his followers that did that. Those weren't a different religion. Those were Christians. Those were followers of Jesus.
Okay, Christians also, all right, preachers also molest other
exactly. That's the Christian religion. If you be in a religion that molests kids and dashes babies,
because they have sin in them, does not make him me. Okay,
but God's telling them to dash babies, so the sin comes from him. He's
not telling them to dash. No,
it says in the Bible, "I, the Lord, do all things. Nothing happens outside of me."
He's not telling them to go kill these babies. He's telling the mothers that they're going to kill the babies. That's what he's doing. See, no matter what I say, bro, you're determined on what you believe in, and you're not going to change. But for one, just listen. He is not saying thou shalt go do that, as in the 10 Commandments. He's saying this is what's going to happen. I'm warning you now. This is what's going to happen. He's warning the mothers and the families, because he goes on to say that they're going to come down and burn down the houses.
So your interpretation is false, because I'm going to read a part right here. It says, "I, the Lord, will visit the evil of the world and against the wicked for their evil doings, and I will make the pride of the infidels to cease." God is saying he's doing this. This is him. This is not shall happen, might happen. Literally, God is saying, I am driving this forward. This is my words. I'm enforcing this. I'm motivating this. I'm the one that's committed to this, right? But we have free will. So these guys in the book could have just said, you know what? Screw you. We're not going to go dash kids. We're not going to worship an evil God. We're going to walk away from this evil guy. We're going to save babies instead of dash babies. What do you say to that?
All right, you said he said that he visited it, right?
He what?
You said that he visited it.
What? I don't know what you're asking. What?
All right, show me the scripture. Give me the verse.
Yeah, he says. He says. I think it's like 13. Isaiah 13:13. He says, "And I will make the pride of the infidels to cease." That's God speaking, right? The I there refers to God. Right? When it says I in that passage, that's God. That's not referring to us. That's referring to God.
My friend, Isaiah 13:13, it says, "Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, and the wrath of the Lord." And
sorry. We're still on Isaiah 13:16. My bad.
All right. It says about the children. It doesn't say nothing about. He said that I'm pushing this forward.
Yeah, it says it throughout the whole. It says it at the beginning. "For the day of the Lord is near; it shall come as a destruction from the Lord." And then in the middle of that verse, it says, "And I, as in God, will visit the evils of the world, and I will make the pride of the infidels to cease." Therefore, God is the one performing these acts.
No, man.
More clear. How would you interpret
to cease? Okay, look. He says, "I will go and visit the world."
All right, hold on. So we're always going to treat it fair here. So 10 minutes is up on the cross-exam. You guys can go back into that on the open dialogue. But TJ, it's now your turn to ask questions. and Hyper Humanity has to answer your questions now. So I'll take myself back off the screen, and as soon as you start to ask questions, I'll hit the stopwatch.
All right. So you claim that the Christianity God, the one who loves us, doesn't love us. In fact, he is the devil. Okay.
True.
So my question to you is, so you walk around these abortion clinics and you walk around all of this evil stuff that's not moral at all. There's no way that you can justify that it's moral at all. You cannot sit there and say abortion's right because it's a living cell. It is living and it is growing into a human. So how come all of these, most of them, I didn't mean all, most of these people who support abortions and support all of this wicked stuff are either Satanists or atheists?
Do you have any data to back up that claim? I've never heard that before.
Heard what?
What
yes,
you just
I
said.
do.
That sounds like an opinion.
No, it's not. Jeffrey Dobbs. Do you know who that is?
I've heard of them. I mean, that's so you're
Okay.
saying 1 person out of 7 billion constitutes data.
No. You're not letting me finish. You're not letting me finish. He goes around to these abortion clinics and all of these places all around the world, not just one place, all around the world. And every one that he's been to, he had to debate an atheist or a Satanist in all of these. Every one of these. You can look him up. His name's Jeffrey Dobbs. I don't know how you pronounce it, but he goes and every one of these, he said the Planned Parenthood, the leader of it, she is Satanist and she has an Instagram or something like that. I watched one of his videos today, to be in fact, but you can look him up. His name's Jeffrey Dobbs, and he goes around interviewing all of these abortion clinics, these trans places, and all of this stuff. And every one of them is Satanist and atheist, living for pro-choice.
Okay, I don't agree with your statement because there's no data, but I would ask a question. What's wrong with abortion in your opinion?
What's wrong with abortion?
Just in your opinion. I'm not saying I support it or no. I'm just asking you.
All right, so, and the Bible, so God's message to the women, God's message to the women is to keep giving birth to make them worship me. That's God's message, to keep having babies so they can worship me, so I can get more followers and spread my message. So if you're just going to have a baby and then be like, oh, I don't want this baby no more, and kill it. And you can argue that most rape victims, all right, 2% rape victims. 2%, that's all. The rest is all this stuff. Look it up. All right, 2% rape victims. So if God's morals, so God's message is to keep having children so we can spread his message, and then you're taking a life away, and it says murder is a sin, and it is murder. Okay? Murder is murder no matter what.
So I'm confused if because you're supposed to be cross-examining me. If we're supposed to be morally perfect based on the objective morality of God and murder is a sin, yet God orders Abraham to murder his son, that's a violation. Jephthah literally kills his daughter. That's a violation of this sin. There's 2.4 million murders done in the Bible, which is a sin. There's over 4 billion people killed. There's babies killed in the flood. That's all murder. Where is this objective morality that you speak of? Please bring forth your objective claim for this proof, because your Bible violates every single thing you're saying right now. Your God killed innocent, cute babies in Egypt. That's a violation. You can't support abortion and then say it's okay to kill babies in Egypt and kill all the pregnant women in the flood. You're logically contradicting yourself.
All right, so you say that he had all these people to make sacrifices. And particularly, you keep bringing up Abraham and his son, Jonas.
Let's focus on Jephthah.
Who? No, because you know what I'm about to say. You know what I'm about to say about Abraham. See,
well, because Abraham's easier to defend. So are you afraid of defending Jephthah? Is that why you're running from it?
Well, I haven't got to
that
book yet. No, I'm not. In fact, if you give me like...
Let's answer that one. Jephthah burns his daughter alive, and God accepts the sacrifice. So what happened there?
What book is it?
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Judges 11.
Hold on. When we get into the open discussion, we can do that. Right now, TJ, this is all time for you to ask questions on your cross-exam. And then, Hyper, when we get into the open discussion, you guys can go back and forth all day long.
Okay, so what makes you think that... So, I already know that, bro. So, you say God's not loving and that, in fact, he is the devil. But God tells you that he is love and he is peace. This book is a guide to happiness. All through it gives you instructions on how to truly be happy. It gives us plenty of warnings about the end and what's going to happen, and he tells us how to live and what to live by. So if he didn't love us, why would he warn us about the end? Why would he tell us, like, get ready, I'm sorry, but things have to happen in this way for it to happen like this, for my great plan? Like, it isn't nothing about free will, it's the great plan. And he's sitting here telling us how to survive. No, not how to survive. He's sitting here telling us and warning us what's going to happen and giving us warning. And he clearly says, I am the love. I am love and I am peace. He gives you instructions on anything. Anything you need help in life is in this
Is there
Bible.
a question here?
That's the question.
Okay, yeah. So the answer to your question is twofold. One, God kills everybody in the Old Testament. So he doesn't love you. He hates you, right? He kills everybody. He doesn't love you. He hates you. 99% of all souls are going to be burned and killed in hell on Judgment Day. He doesn't love you. He only loves 1%. So he's a 99% fail.
He killed them because he looked down and seen the wickedness was great. There was no one.
So he hates them. In the flood, he said he hated humanity. In the Bible, it said, "I have a hatred for humanity."
Hates the sin. Loves the people, hates the sin.
No, let's pull up the Bible verse. He actually says he hated humanity. He hated us. I'm gonna pull it up.
Because let's pull it up.
We'll pull it up and look at it. So if Jesus loves me, why is he burning me and killing me in hell, right? If you have a kid, you burn and mass execute them out of existence?
Remember this, bro. God sent his only son. You sent yourself to hell. Okay? How do
I send myself to hell? How do I get to hell?
All right.
How do I get there if I send myself to hell? How do I end up in hell if I don't voluntarily walk myself into hell? How do I get there?
The afterlife, the spiritual. Okay,
so
look,
I don't.
No, you do. You do. This body isn't your body, okay? It's dust and it will be returned to the dirt when you die. That's exactly what God says. You are a soul living in a human experience. So, I lost my train of thought. Look, so God says, oh, how do you send yourself to hell? My bad. Hang on. I lost my train of thought. So look, God gives you the way. He sent his only son down here to die for you to be forgiven, right? But every sin is forgivable. He gives you your whole life to repent, your whole life to do all this stuff. And look, here's how I believe, bro. After what God says, God's rules, it doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Rules are rules. You don't go to a job and they're like, you got to be here at 5, and you're like, well, I'll be here at 8.
So wait, I'm confused though. In the flood, he kills everybody. I thought we had free will.
What do you mean? Everybody was wicked. It tells you that.
The babies were wicked in the flood. How are the babies wicked? Don't you have free will?
The babies wasn't babies like that, bro. It says that they came out giant and evil with razor teeth. That's not human, bro. That is not human. He said he looked down. Everybody was wicked other than Noah.
So now you're changing the definition of evil. You're saying not to be human is evil. That's your definition of evil. If an alien species comes down to Earth and they're not human, you're saying they're evil. Because that's your definition of evil. Is not
aliens.
All right. So again, Hyper, I love your energy, man. But I want to make sure we're respectful across all the different debates we have. So write down the questions because we're getting ready to go into 40 minutes of open dialogue. All these are great, and I want to hear all this, but I want to make sure we're respecting time. So I stopped the watch. I stopped the clock when I jumped on. So TJ, you got about 2 minutes left. I'll put it on the screen. You got 2 minutes left for you to continue to your cross-examination.
My earbuds are messing up. I didn't hear anything, bro.
You got 2 minutes left.
Oh, so look, God, no, it isn't your appearance what makes you evil at all. But it clearly tells you. It looks down. I mean, it tells you in the Bible, it says, God looked down and seen that the wickedness was great. Wickedness has an evilness, okay? Even after he's seen how wicked it was, he sent Noah to tell these people, all these people what's going to happen. And they still didn't believe. They still was like, no, we're not going to worship your God. We're not going to believe in that.
You just said a false statement. You said that God warned everybody. So there were probably 4 billion people on the earth, and God told Noah to go around and warn people. Yet this guy still had to build an 800-foot ark and warned 4 billion people. Plus, how do you go around and warn babies that a flood is coming? How do you speak to children and babies? So it's logically impossible that Noah could have went around the earth and warned everybody. So innocent people certainly got killed.
No, he said he looked down and seeing that the wickedness was great, man. Look, you keep
Then
ignoring.
you
Keep ignoring because he loves us. See, that's what you don't understand. He loves us. He wanted to give us another chance, but nobody listened. No matter who he told, nobody listened, and it was too late.
God only went to Noah, right? And then he sent Noah to tell us. Why didn't God go to every human being and plead the case equally? Why didn't he give every person an equal chance in front of God to be saved? He only went to Noah. That doesn't seem fair. Noah got the privilege of being warned from the creator of the universe, while the rest of the people who got murdered and killed were not warned by God. That's not a fair, equal outcome.
Because it says God looked down and seen that Noah was the only pure person there. The only person that wasn't wicked and wasn't doing all this stuff. Him and his family was the only pure people.
Do you know that Noah was a liar in the Bible and a drunk? So why was he? Can
you give me the statement? I
don't have it on me exactly, but I can get it up. Yeah, I can pull it up.
I'm gonna need that before I argue against it. All right. And I want it straight out of the Bible. I don't want nothing on Google telling me. Like, I want it out of the Bible.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. Y'all look that up because we just hit the end of the cross-examination. So I'm going to get my boy Eddie on here so you guys can write down some notes, take a deep breath, stretch, because we're getting ready to go into the 40 minutes of open dialogue, so you're going to need it. So I'll bring Eddie on. Y'all get all that shit together, and it's about to go down.
Man, made me break out the Twizzlers. My blood sugar is all over the place.
God damn. No, it was that was good, man. That was good. Now I can only imagine what the open dialogue is going to feel and sound like.
Yeah,
But I always like to, especially when we have a guest a host or co-host, Eddie. Before I say anything, that way it doesn't sound biased, like I'm going one way or the other. And I don't know why you're on the little screen there. Here you go.
Oh yeah, hey, there we go.
Sorry for that.
So big.
Sorry about that. So I always count the opening statement and the cross examination kind of as the first round, if that's what you want to call it. So those two piled on top. What's your takeaway first round?
Well, Sean wanted the Twizzlers, so here's your Twizzler, Sean. You know what? I admire TJ because of his age. I'm not sure if he's done any debates or not. He's obviously pretty new at it if he hasn't. And you know, a lot of people, they in the chat section, they like to, you know, just fire away. And even for Hyper, you know, they don't understand when the camera's on you. I mean, even though you're not, you know, like on TV or something, you still have a lot of people watching, and it's not as easy as it looks.
No.
So, you know, given that in the context, like I threw that context in there, context. You know, I think TJ's struggling a bit, man. I think Hyper's a little more polished. I think his arguments, a lot more well put together, but that's going to be an experience thing, man. That's, you know, TJ's young. It's going to take a while. You know, the fact that he's even doing this, you know, he gets an applause from me. And finally, you know, Hyper kind of slowed down a little bit. So, you know, us Southern folk, man, you got to slow it down for us. Takes us a minute sometime.
Well, you got to remember that you got 10 minutes to state your case, and that, you know, depending on what your argument is, that's not a long time. So, so great job. And that's why I wanted you to go first, because to me, the way I always, I guess, judge or rate a debate is not whether I agree with your position or not, because I could completely disagree with it, but it's who was best prepared and who best presented their argument and who was most convincing with their argument. You know, and like you said with TJ, I admire the intestinal fortitude to step up to the plate and just swing for the fences. That I totally admire that, and kudos to him and hats off to him. But yes, so far, Hyper's doing the damn thing. But here's where I've seen people make and break it. That they go out of the opening and the cross, then they go to the open conversation where now it's more of the free flow freestyle, and they fall on their face. So we'll see.
Come off, baby.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But
well, everybody's also real quick. Everybody's got to remember, man. This is like a sport. It's just like a sport of knowledge. It's neither one of them are going to change each other's position based on this. Some people might change their position, but it's really, to me, it's one of the highest admirable kind of sports that we have, even though it's not really a sport, because you're battling intellectually. So you get to learn, the other person gets to learn, and everybody else gets to learn, because we all hear different perspectives we may not have heard before. That's why I love debates, and when they're cordial like this, and I see young men like him, TJ, it's when I was his age, yeah, you and me done talked about it.
Well, that was a long fucking time ago. So we're not going to get into that with your old ass. But here's what I'll tell you. We're going into 40 minutes of open dialogue. So get ready to have your noodle sharpened.
All right. So I guess we could start where we left off. I made the claim that Noah was a liar and a drunk. I understand, do you not know that? Or do you need me to provide you the Bible verses, or what's going on there?
Yeah, I need you to pull up them.
Okay. So the first one is Genesis 9:21. It says, when Noah drank some of its wine, he became drunk and laid uncovered in his tent. So I mean, that's pretty clear. And then in Genesis 22, when Abraham is asked about his wife, Sarah, he actually lies and says that his wife is his sister. So Abraham clearly tells a lie, which is a sin, and he clearly is getting overly drunk, which doesn't make him a pious, righteous person. So God's killing a bunch of people and he's claiming they're evil. I'm calling God's judgment into question here, right? Because he just picked a drunk liar, and yet he's claiming everyone else is evil. So how capable is the Christian God of judging people if his version of righteous and pious and good loving people are drunks who lie? I mean, maybe he misjudged the entire planet. Maybe he doesn't have an objective moral law that we should follow. I mean, in the Bible, it says kill pagans, kill witches. It says you can rape female slaves. It says you can kill people, right? That's why there's the witch burnings, because God literally said kill witches, right? He says, if you don't believe in me, you're going to burn in hell. So I don't know, why would God pick a drunk liar to save and then kill everyone else? How can we take his judgment?
Okay, so why did he lie? Like, read the context behind it. Why did he lie? When he went to I think it was Egypt. Let me make sure though. Egypt, right?
Yeah.
All right, why did he lie?
Well, you're the Christian, why don't you educate me?
Okay.
Why did I teach you?
He lied to keep himself and his wife safe. That is why he told him that it was his sister. Okay? You have to read context before you state something like that, because this can either lead people astray from God, or it can bring people closer to God. So
yeah,
he didn't just go in there about, yeah, this is my sister. No, it was to keep him and his wife safe. Then he ended up telling them, because God even told him that he will be set free after that. He told God, like, God, I'm going to have to do this. And when he told him, he was set free. They didn't get hurt at all.
Mm-hmm. And then what about being drunk? I mean, right. All I'm saying is God's judgment is a little suspect. He's claiming people are evil, yet, he's really not. Who are we to take his word for this? I'm claiming he's the devil, right? So where's your evidence? I'd like to hear your evidence, your objective proof of claim that the Christian God isn't the devil.
Okay, so look, we are all made equal. All right, all of us, me, you, whoever else. He also says we are all evil. We're born of sin. we are all already evil. He doesn't judge one person like, I'm not higher than you and you're not higher than me. He doesn't look at me like I'm righteousness and you're evil. He looks at us both as sinful beings. That's why he gives us this life, just to say, God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my sins. And he gives us He forgives us. Now, I can't really answer your question about Moses being drunk, because unless you want me to go and read the context behind it.
Yeah, it was Noah, not Moses. It was Noah, not Moses.
Noah. All right. Well, I haven't really studied Genesis. I'm in the book of Matthew right now. But let me ask you a question. So do you know what the Holy Trinity is, right?
I do. The triune God expressed three ways: God the Son, Holy Spirit, and Father in one.
All right. So what kind of evil God would come down and heal all of these people? What kind of evil God would come down here and die for us disgusting humans? We are disgusting. Mm-hmm. But he comes and dies for us. He came down here. He healed in the book of Matthew, healing a man with palsy. He comes and he heals people all through the book of Matthew. He heals people all the time. He gets he preaches devils out of them. It says with his preachings, he preached devils out of them. He heals the blind. He heals the
So I sorry to cut you off because you asked the question.
No,
so
you're good.
When I read the Bible and I read about Jesus, I'm very unimpressed with Jesus Christ. He's supposedly the creator of the universe, who made dark matter, black matter, galaxies, and the sun, and the whole solar system. And all this guy can supposedly show for himself is, I turned a couple jugs into wine and I walked on water and I healed a sick person. Yet superheroes are more impressive than Jesus. Yet we're supposed to believe this guy made the universe, like dark matter. He made the whole expanding physical cosmos, everything in creation. And this guy only turned water into wine. Like, how gullible were people back then? Like, if we go look on America's Got Talent, we're going to see better miracles performed by modern day magicians than Jesus performed in the first century. So why should people like us think he's God when people in today's world can pull off more impressive stunts?
My friend, you don't go to America's Got Talent and see them bring the dead back to life. You're comparing something that's way greater than somebody getting up there and singing. Okay, it says that God came down here and performed miracles. He healed people. He done all this. He turned that water into wine, not to get drunk. So you can't say that. It literally tells you that. It says he turned it so they could wash the bread down to eat.
They wrote in the Bible that he did these miracles. There's no medical or scientific verification that any of these miracles are real or ever took place. How easy would it be to fool people in the first century? Go watch America's Got Talent. People get fooled in the 21st century. I mean, maybe Jesus got everyone drunk on wine and then walked on water, and everybody was drunk and blacked out of their mind and thought he was walking on water. I mean, we don't know. We weren't there.
All right, let me tell you this. This isn't a book, all right? Like, this isn't just some book. That's what gets me about atheists and all that. See, I understand you because you just interpret this stuff wrong. Like, you're not reading the context. You're just stating one scripture and saying, oh,
So my position, to help you understand me, my position as a Gnostic is to help the whole human race. How we see this playing out right now is there's a game going on planet Earth, and the Christian God is in fact the devil pretending to be God, and he's really leading everybody astray down a path of slavery. And the true God would never sanction or support anything in the Bible because it's truly evil.
Well, if you believe that Lucifer is the God, the loving God.
He's not God. Lucifer is the angel of light.
He's mentioned in here 3 times, I think it is 3 or 4. He's mentioned in it 3 or 4 because that's all we need to know about him. That's why I can't ask you these questions like you can ask me, because this whole book is testimonies from my God. It's testimonies of what they've seen from my God. It only mentions yours like 3 times. It does mention a 3-headed dragon and you want to talk about the babies like you did earlier. It says that a woman will throw a baby inside of this 3-headed dragon, and the 3-headed dragon represents the devil, which is Lucifer. That's what Lucifer is, the devil. He's not peace, light, and love. Y'all say freedom because you don't want to come across the wrath of God. So to convince yourself, you tell yourself that the devil is God and that Lucifer is a golden angel and that he's going to set you free.
Yeah, to ask you about the devil. So in the Bible, it defines the devil as one, the god of lies, and two, it calls him the great deceiver of the world. So in order for the devil to get the title of the, let's say you're watching a movie, in order for the devil to get the title, the great deceiver of the world, he's going to have to do something massive. Otherwise, why call him the great deceiver of the world, right? When you watch a movie, the hero never wins in the beginning of the movie. He wins at the end. So my point is, if there's a guy, a fake god running around planet Earth, and he's the great deceiver, Satan can disguise himself as the angel of light. He can say, I'm loving, love your neighbor. He can perform miracles. He can rise from the dead. He can do everything Jesus did. Wouldn't you say, this guy's got a point. Maybe I should think a little bit more about my God, at least to be certain, because worshiping the devil is a pretty big sin in the Christian religion. So you think if someone's out here claiming you're worshiping the wrong God, you might want to say, okay, maybe I'll at least listen to him.
All right. Look, bro. So the false god that walks around the earth, you're absolutely right, bro. In fact, my God tells me that in Revelations, it's called the Antichrist. The Antichrist. He is a great deceiver. It also says he's going to come. It says that when he comes, he's going to make all nations come as one. Come as one. That's what it says. He's going to lie and say, I am Jesus Christ. In Revelation, this is this Antichrist, this false god, just like you said, which is the devil. Revelation tells you that is the Antichrist, which would be what? The devil, Satan. Mm-hmm. He comes up and he says, I am God, Jesus Christ. And everybody's going to believe him because he's a great deceiver. You're absolutely right. But the ones that stay true, the ones who don't listen to these people telling you that Lucifer is love, peace, and harmony, they're going to be the ones that's taken up. It says the road to hell is broad and many will find it, but the road to heaven is narrow and very few will seek it. So if the devil is such a good defense,
I have a question on that. In the religion of Gnosticism, there's probably less than 1,000 people alive right now on the planet Earth who are Gnostics. And there's 2.4 billion Christians. And you just said the road to heaven is narrow. So wouldn't you assume Gnosticism is the narrow road and Christianity of 2.4 billion people might be that wide road that God warned about in the Bible?
No, it's the Christians listen. It's the Christians that listen to the false prophets. The Christians that, like you said earlier, the Christians who do all this evil stuff. It's them who think that they're saved because God tells you that he tells you that a prostitute will get to heaven before you do. Not you as in us, because it isn't by works that.
So Christianity supports prostitution 100%.
No.
So you just said prostitutes go to heaven. So God supports prostitutes. No. So God's a liar.
No. See, you're twisting my words.
No, I'm confused on what you're saying. You just said prostitutes go to heaven. Now you're saying prostitution is wrong.
No. That prostitute is nothing bigger than you. Nothing. You are the exact same as that prostitute. I'm the exact same as that prostitute. He sees us all. He loves us all. I'm confused. Did you just call yourself a prostitute? You're taking everything wrong. That's what you do with the Bible. You take one scripture and live off that scripture. You're not listening. No, it's not. Everybody in this comment section knows what I just said. They know exactly how I meant it too, other than you, because that's what you do. You take a scripture and you turn it to something evil. You can take anything and turn it to something evil.
How do you turn murder and raping females into evil? Wouldn't you agree raping a female is evil?
Raping a female is evil.
Well, that's in the Bible. So therefore,
show me the verse. I need you to show me the verse where God says it is okay to rape a female.
Okay. Have you never read the Bible before?
Yes, I have. I've been saved for about 3 months now, and I've been studying pretty good.
Okay, Judges 21. God approves of raping a female.
Let me see it. Hang on, let me go there. 21 what?
Judges 21.
21 what?
It's just Judges 21.
All right. Let me go there real fast.
It says, go and lie in the vineyards, and when you shall see the daughters of Silo, I don't know if I said that right, come out, and as the custom is to dance, come ye on a sudden out of the vineyards, and take for your wife among them, and have them. The Bible verse is telling them to rape females. This is the Christian God in Judges 21.
He never said rape the female. He said take them as your wife.
Against their will and have sex with them. That's rape. To take a female against her will. So you support taking females and marrying them against their will in the 21st century.
You said Judges 21, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just Judges 21, the first.
Yeah, Judges 21. It starts at, so they sent 10,000 of the most violent men.
No, I'm not. I need the verse. I need the actual verse.
Okay. Yeah, it's Judges 21. I got it right in front of me. Here, I'll pull up another one. There's another verse in here. Let me pull it up. See what's that. Have you find it yet?
I'm still looking.
Well, while we're looking for it, the Bible also says to kill witches. Do you support that statement? To kill people who practice witchcraft?
Can you give me the verse on that one too?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, I live off the words of the Bible. I can't just, like I said, I've only studied the New Testament so far.
Exodus 22, verse 17. You shall not suffer a witch to live.
Exodus 22, verse what?
17.
All it says is, he that curseth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death.
Exodus 22, 17.
Hold
does
on.
not say that.
I can't hear you. All right, say.
Yeah, Exodus 22, 17 does not say that.
And you also got to think, most of these are parables and metaphors. Like, if your right eye causes you to sin, pluck it out. He's not meaning actually pluck it out. He's meaning.
But here's the problem I have with the Christian religion. Exodus 22, 17 said you should not suffer a witch to live. Then we have the witch burnings, which killed over 300,000 women. And we go, wow, where did the inspiration and motivation come from for mass murdering a bunch of independent, dominant, successful females? Well, it came from the God of the Christian religion, who's clearly evil.
Let me ask you this. So is there a voice telling you every morning to get up and do this?
Do what?
Spread what you believe. Preach what you believe.
I don't hear voices in my head, no.
So there's nothing telling you to do it.
I do it based on my own education and intelligent discovery of being educated, reading books and studying and going to college and getting a degree.
That's crazy because it don't happen to me either. Same as the witch killers. Never happened to them either. They have a free will to do it. The people who persecuted the witches, who killed them.
So you're saying that's justified, killing the witches?
No, I'm saying that they did that on their own.
But the Bible said to kill witches. So are you right or is God right?
All right, you're also reading the Old Testament. Something we don't live by anymore.
God is perfect, past, present, and future, cannot change, incapable of mistakes.
Okay, but dude, this is laws that they live by more than 4,000 years ago, bro. You're stating something that doesn't preach anything now.
He doesn't alter.
Okay, do women have no rights anymore?
We're human. We change. God's perfect and is incapable of changing. If he says kill witches, that's objective moral truth that's true forever.
You're right. But when his son came down here, he changed everything. The world literally changed, is what it says.
It didn't change. The last 2,000 years, the world is more evil. Where's Jesus?
BC
stopped COVID-19. He hasn't done anything. Jesus hasn't.
COVID-19 is literally told in the Bible. It said, "When my people turn away from me, I will set fire upon their land and set locusts upon their crops and a plague upon my people until they turn away and come and shout for me."
So Jesus is inbound in a couple of years, is what you're saying?
No, he warned us about it and it happened. So do I believe this is the end? Is that what you're asking?
So you're saying every plague that ever happens on planet Earth is predicted by the Bible?
No, but everything that God said in that moment is happening right now.
So that means Jesus is inbound. He should be here soon.
Wait. I need to go back. Hold on to that question because I'll answer that. But like I was saying, do women have rights now?
Have you ever read the Declaration of Human Rights?
Yes or no? Just yes or no.
Do women have better rights in the Bible? Yes.
No. Do women have rights right now?
Yes.
Okay. Go back 100 years. Did they have them then?
100 years from now? They had rights, but not as much as they do today.
All right. Now go back 50 years from then. They didn't have no rights. They was forced to marry. And this, the Old Testament.
Years ago, I don't think women were forced to marry 150 years ago.
Yes. If like in the Western days, if they was like, all right, here, you take my daughter, or whatever days you want to talk about, bro, you know what I'm talking about. We do not live by the Old Testament no more. To read the Old Testament is to find the love of God. We live by the New Testament. Jesus came down and died for all of our sins, all of us, the wickedness, everything, and time literally changed. We don't live by that. So you're bringing old news to argue. So like you didn't do your homework. It's like that. You're bringing old homework to the teacher when it's already been passed for about a week.
Okay, to quote Jesus in Matthew 5:17, do not think that I've come to abolish the law of the prophets. I have not come to abolish, but to fulfill. Jesus Christ, in his own words in the Bible, said, I came not to abolish the Old Testament law. It's still intact, 100%. It's God's word. If you don't support the Old Testament, you're not for God. So Jesus Christ, in his own words, said he came not to reenact or replace or abolish the Old Testament laws of kill witches. He came to fulfill it. Those are his words. Are you against Jesus?
No, he came to fulfill it. Do you understand what that means right there?
He said, I came not to abolish the law,
but to fulfill it.
Yes, fulfill.
When he died, it says when he died, sin died with him. He took the world and carried it on his shoulder, and sin died with him.
Then why is the world still sinful?
Because we're all born still into sin. We all have the free choice. We all have a free will.
So then nobody goes to hell because we all have free will to choose not to be burned in hell. So we don't
go to heaven is to accept Christ, to be perfect. But we can't be perfect.
Can you tell me the definition of free will?
Where we all do whatever we want. God gave us free will. We can do whatever we want, no matter what.
But you go to hell if you don't worship him. So there's a contingency on God's free will, which makes it not free will by definition. Therefore,
are you married or are you married, have a girlfriend, anything like that?
I don't.
All right, so say you did have a girlfriend and you was always around her showing her love, right? Showing her all of this stuff, and you gave her nothing but your time, affection, your love, all of this stuff. You tried to give her as much things as you could, and she didn't show you nothing back. She just ignored your existence. You're going to break up with her. You're going to. If you give her nothing but your love and your time and your respect, and you even almost died for her, because Jesus did die for us. You even almost died for her, and then she just ignored you. She went and done whatever she wanted with her free will.
Free will.
Exactly. You would not stick around that person. That's why God says, I do not know you. Depart from me. Because you don't bother to talk to Jesus. You don't bother to open your Bible. You don't bother to even say,
because
God,
we have free will.
Your free will is what sends you to hell. Like I was saying earlier, God sent
if I'm sent to hell, I don't have free will. You just told me definition of free will is to do whatever you want. Then you say I'm being sent to hell against my free will. That's a logical contradiction to the concept of free will.
No. Like I was saying earlier, you send yourself to hell with your free will, with your decisions and choices. You can easily go to hell. You exactly, bro. So you're arguing something that you don't care about.
No, you're saying I'm choosing to go to hell, but I'm not choosing to go to hell. So you're making something up.
No, I'm not.
I'm not deciding to go to hell.
Your decisions are deciding your fate.
Yeah, you just said I'm deciding to go to hell, and I'm telling you false. I know my thoughts, and right now my thoughts say I'm not going to hell. So you're not making the correct statement.
And in your head, you know 100% sure that what you believe in is real. In my head, I know 100% sure that what I believe in is real. So there's no way, like, we can keep going back and forth, but as long as we stand bold with our faith, there's nothing we can say to each other.
Don't ever compare me to you, because faith is the lack of evidence. I have proof and evidence, and I only follow knowledge. Philosophy, science, and math, I don't have faith. So don't compare a fairy tale that has no validation.
It takes more faith to believe in what you believe in than me.
It takes a lot of faith to believe in an evil God that kills the whole planet and to actually think he's loving. I mean, that takes a whole mountain of faith to really jump over that mountain.
So why do you do it? Why do you believe in him? Why do you believe Lucifer's the giving God?
Because he gave us the tree of knowledge. He gave us free will. He went
against God's
word. He made us equal to God. In Genesis 3:22, when Lucifer gave us the apple, the Bible literally claims we became equal to God.
Okay, we shouldn't be equal to God. You can't go, if I died right now, you couldn't come and heal me. You couldn't create a whole universe in 7 days. You're not equal to God. You're below God.
I'm sorry, God. You're all powerful, but you can't create the universe in 1 second. Is that not included in the all powerful? Right. I'm sorry, God. You rested on the 7th day. Does a guy who has all powers get tired? I mean, I'm sorry, God. Is being all powerful too much for you?
All right. God did all this because he had to make sure that it was perfect. Because God is a perfect God. Okay. He rested on the 7th day for the Sabbath day. Huh?
Why are we evolving if we started out as imperfect? Now we're evolving better than God.
We're not, dude. No, don't compare any human to God. None of us is better than God.
No, I'm comparing humans to humans.
So I'm going to jump in here because I think this is a great way to give you guys a break to get a drink of water, get a drink, take a breath, because I think the line of conversation you guys just went on, what will hopefully take you full circle to where we want to be, is how do we know if the God of the Bible is the devil? And I think you guys just teed it up perfectly to end it on topic, which a lot of debates don't do. So I think we're headed down the right path. So I'm gonna bring Eddie on here. You guys stretch, get a drink of water, and we're going to go down the home stretch here and knock this shit out of the park. Oh, sweaty Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie ready. Hey,
What
ready.
it is? Woo,
Eddie
got a little
got that.
heated, didn't it?
Eddie got that shirt with that neon. What is he on?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I'm taking Eddie off.
What was the Chris Farley thing? Yeah, the bathroom is over there.
Oh, not the bathroom skit. Not the bathroom.
Fat guy in a little coat.
Oh, that's my all-time favorite. Tommy Boy, my all-time favorite movie.
That's it.
All time.
My granddaughter. She's not even a year old.
Shit, you were old.
Yeah, I know it. And I told her she is the most adorable thing, but she has my round head and, you know, the round cheeks. And I told my daughter, I was like, bro, she is definitely Christina Farley. And she looked at me like, who? I was like, Chris Farley? Yeah,
sick.
she didn't even know who Chris Farley was.
That's
I was
sick.
just like, okay.
Oh, you
that
don't
makes
belong.
me feel
You don't
old.
belong. You don't belong to live in America if you don't know who Chris Farley is.
That's right.
So we want to get right back into it and get these guys back on. So we have about 15-ish minutes left in the open dialogue, and then as soon as we go to the closing statements, we'll start gathering questions for the Q&A. So don't put those up yet. But I'm going to tell you right now, with the amount of people that we have in here tonight, if you don't super chat, your shit ain't getting asked. I'm telling you right now, because there's no way I'm going to be able to track it otherwise. Just wait. So just wait. And, well, hold on. We'll do this real quick.
I got you.
Eddie have his computer
I
set
saw
up
that.
in the voter booth. What's
I
going
saw
on?
that. My office is under construction. That's all I have right now, Chico.
All right. And again, everybody that's been in the chat tonight and all the comments and the arguments and everything, the support, we appreciate it. But one thing I want to ask you, remember, hit the like, hit the subscribe, because we offer a little bit of everything to everybody, and we try to do this as often as we can. But let's get these gentlemen back up on here. Like I said, they've got about 15-ish minutes left in their open dialogue. Then Eddie and I will come back on, give them a break before we go into their closing statements, and then we'll start collecting Q&A. So don't put them up yet. I will tell you when it's time to put Q&A up. But let's get to it. Let's get to it.
All right. I can hear you now. If you were saying something, I don't know if you was.
You want to keep going with the train of thought you're on, or do you want to go into subject?
We can go into a new one because I forgot what I was saying.
Okay. Well, we can go into, let's see, what do we want to touch on here at the end? Yeah. Well, in the Christian God claims that he's perfect, incapable of making any mistakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And has a jealousy problem. He has an anger problem. So, I mean, how is he supposed to be perfect if he has character defects?
God states that he has a righteous anger, like Jesus. Because, again, the Holy Trinity. His anger isn't like our anger where we cuss and start fighting. His anger is a righteous
Where you
anger.
kill the whole planet.
No, it's where he forgives you, bro. You can use his name in vain. You can do anything you want. And then just be like, God, I'm sorry. And he says, confess with your mouth and believe in your heart and you will be saved. He offers eternal life for us. He says that he knows that we're dirty and he knows that we're sinners and our heart is full of sin. That's what he says. Our heart is full of sin because, like, it's full of sin, bro. Like, we have lust, addiction, all that stuff. We're disgusting. And God knows that we're not perfect, but he promises to make us. He promises a eternal life if we try to be perfect, which we'll never get. I'm not saying that, but that's what he promises.
So God basically punishes us for not being God, right? He could have made us gods, and then we could have been just like him, and we could have never been condemned to hell. So on Judgment Day, when I show up in front of God, my first thing that I'm going to say to God is, well, you gave me free will. And God's going to go, exactly. You chose to not worship me. And then I'm going to say to God, well, you gave me free will. If you giving me free will out of your free choice led to a bunch of evil, isn't that your decision, God? That's your free will. You should be punished for your choice because your freedom of free will led to my evilness, and you're the first cause of the effect. So if I'm the second cause, why should I be condemned if God's the first one who started everything? He created evil, not me. Why should I be condemned for living a life he made?
Okay, he gave you free will. Exactly. Free will. You decide your fate. You decide where you go after you die. God gives you the what you need to do. God literally tells you what you need to do in the Bible. Okay? If you ignore God, like God says in Matthew, those who confess me before man, then will I confess before my Father, which is in heaven. So I don't think you're making it seem like any little sin's going to get you to hell. If you ain't perfect, then you're going to go to hell. No. But if you don't believe in God and you don't worship God and you don't want to be like God, like that's what every Christian's final thing is. Like that's who their role model is, to be like Jesus Christ, to want to walk in his footsteps, because he was so, like, can you imagine a God down here like you walking up to him, and be like, what do you think of me? And he's going to be like, I love you. That's what he would say.
I personally think Jesus was not important at all. Jesus came to earth, supposedly creator of the universe. He didn't unite the planet under one language. He didn't bring world peace, right? He didn't bring love on planet earth. He left if we read the Old Testament Bible, he left the world to the Inquisitions, the Crusades, and the witch burnings in the Dark Ages. This guy left the world worse off than after he left. He did not come down to earth and bring some peace and love. I mean, you're delusional. We look at history. The Christian religion is blood-soaked in death and war.
Jesus did make the world under one thing. In the story of the Tower of Babylon, we was all one language. We was all one language. And when we was trying to get up there to throw God out of his kingdom, to fight God, God made our language different. That's where the region of like the Hispanic language and our language and English and all that stuff, that's where that comes from, because we was all one, but where we could communicate so good, he had to separate it.
I got my last point here. The Tower of Babel is the most underrated story in the entire Bible, and everyone needs to listen up very closely, because this is irrefutable evidence the Christian God is against the human race. In the Tower of Babel, I'm pulling it up right now, it says that the whole human race spoke one language. Everybody was united. And you know what the humans did? They built a tower to heaven, and there was peace on earth. The Christian God looked down on the human race and said, holy crap, these guys have peace. They're all speaking one language. And it literally says in the Bible, in quotations, then nothing that the humans plan to do will be impossible for them. And so God admits in the Bible, if we come together as under one language, humans can do anything they want. And God destroys the tower, separates us all across the world, causes division, hate, and fear. He's the enemy. He's the one who's causing fear and dividing us, because we were once divided, about to accomplish anything we wanted, and the Christian God destroyed it. He's the adversary and the devil who's against the human race.
Well, look, so tell me this. If you had power, right, and you had power, just power, we'll leave it at power, and you found out people are trying to come and take you out of power.
It didn't say that in the Bible. It just said there's.
Why was they building? No, they said that they was building to throw them out.
They said they were building a tower to heaven. They never said they were going to overthrow them.
Heaven back then was the clouds. Heaven was the clouds back then.
This is a metaphoric verse. They weren't literally building a physical tower to heaven. This is an esoteric metaphoric reference to enlightenment. It's not an actual. They weren't building a literal tower to heaven.
Okay, look. They went up there with the intention to throw him out of heaven, to let a new God be God.
It doesn't say that in the Tower of Babel. It just says they were building a tower to heaven. Where does it say they're going to overthrow him?
All right, where does it say that the devil just came out and said, hey, eat this?
What do you mean?
When the devil comes out in the form of a serpent and he's like, eat this apple. I mean, not apple. Exactly. It doesn't peer out.
Yeah, where I come from, being taught a new lesson from a teacher and going into the classroom and learning geometry is not a crime, right? If someone comes and teaches me about logic or reason or knowledge, that's not a sin. So when the serpent gave humans knowledge, I don't understand why that's a sin. It's actually not a sin. The Christian God is lying, because in the Bible it says when we ate from the tree of knowledge, we became equal to him. So he just makes up this whole fake story about how we just sinned because now we're equal to him. That's literally super equal.
It also says after they bit into the fruit, they felt ashamed, because God didn't want them to feel that shame. He didn't want them to feel the sin. He just wanted them to be happy. That's God's message to us, to be happy, to live in love, to love thy neighbor more than thyself. That's what God says. But the devil said, here, eat this and you'll be like God. And they immediately felt shamed. They immediately felt shame, but they felt guilt. They felt shame.
Well, but you can't know love without knowing pain and suffering. You can't know winning without losing. You got to feel the ups and downs of life. That's the whole point. You even say free will needs evil to make free will happen. Therefore, when we ate the apple, that's when free will came into play. So the serpent gave us knowledge and free will, which put us on equal playing field of God, as verified in Genesis 3:22.
I don't like evil. Like, if that's what you're trying to say, I don't think I've ever said that free will needs evil. But there is evil people out there, people that do all this evil stuff. And I'm not talking about just smoking a cigarette. No, I'm talking about evil people. There's evil out there, and that's their free will. That's their choice.
So what do you think about God not helping us? Because there's a famous quote that says, the only thing it takes for evil to prevail in the world is for good people to sit by and do nothing. Well, the Christian God seems to be playing that quote perfectly to the T, not helping at all. He doesn't intervene or help us at all. I mean, he could help a little bit, and we could still have free will. I mean, I don't know, guy could stop every hurricane and tsunami and a world pandemic, and that's not going to affect free will at all.
All right, let me ask you this. What has Lucifer done? Someone like me, he sees me he's all about love and peace and whatever you think, right?
Yeah.
He sees me going down the wrong path. Why hasn't he helped? Why hasn't he saved all these people, came to tuck away the coronavirus? Just like you're asking me, bro.
Yeah, because your religion killed it. Because the Christian religion is against religions of knowledge. And you guys, in the past centuries, any religion that's been for knowledge has been killed in the Inquisitions and the Crusades. And you guys are actively making sure that people don't pursue knowledge. Let's teach creationism and not evolution. So maybe Lucifer is here trying to help you. Maybe he's out there. You guys are just denying him. You guys are demonizing him because of what your God has said. It's a smear campaign. Right?
Okay,
when Donald Trump when Donald Trump runs against Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump says Hillary Clinton is evil. And then Hillary Clinton says Donald Trump is evil. Well, all the Christian God did was demonize Lucifer, right? They're competitors. So all that is a smear campaign, right? You can't take a testimony is not a proof of claim. The Bible is a testimony of a deity, right? There's no proof of any actual objective claims in the entire Bible. It's all testimony. Until you can verify that anything in the Bible is actually, objective truth, it's all just testimony of claim. It's not actual proof of claim.
No, these are stories written by actual people. Even you have atheist scientists proving that Jesus Christ was a real man and he died on a cross. Atheist scientists, bro. Not someone who believes in God. People who don't believe in God, but they know that Jesus Christ was real. Okay, and here's my backup question too, before you kept going on about that. Lucifer came to Adam and Eve to teach them the knowledge. Why can't he come to us to teach us the knowledge? If we need it so bad and Lucifer is so good, why don't he just come back as a snake and help us this time?
Because these ideas in the Bible were never meant to be actual real concepts. These are metaphors. Lucifer is symbolic for knowledge and truth. You have to pursue it yourself, right? Lucifer is not an actual angel running around. That would be crazy and absurd. He's a symbol for knowledge. And what is the Christian God? Well, he's evil. Well, if you educate yourself, you'll be enlightened to understand that he's in fact evil. The only thing stopping you from knowing the Christian God is evil is a lack of knowledge. So Lucifer is symbolic for consciousness and knowledge. He's not an actual guy running around. That would be absurd to have that belief.
My God, you can't say that, because I can turn around and say the same thing. God isn't just going to come down and be like, this is the way, this is what you do. Just like he didn't with the people who killed all them innocent babies and all that stuff, bro. He didn't come down and say, here, kill these people. They took it upon their what? Free will. You'll call it knowledge. It's free will. Just like you said, you're literally arguing something against me that is the same thing if I turn it around. Same thing.
I don't see how you turn that back on me.
Because you said that Satan, he ain't just going to be walking on the earth. That'd be bizarre. God isn't either. You think God's gonna come down here and make you believe in him?
You said Jesus was God, so yeah, you do
Jesus
make
did
that
come.
claim.
My Bible tells me that. My Bible.
Yeah,
tells
so
me
you say
exactly
God
how
was
to be
walking
happy.
around on earth.
He tells me how to live. What Bible do you have to prove yours? What Bible? What testimonies do you have that they seen Lucifer, the guardian angel? You have none. Mine is actual stories told to tell me how Jesus Christ was.
Their testimony is not backed by objective proof of claim.
Yes, they are. All of these are true stories. It isn't a book of a fairy tale. These are actual people that eyewitnessed this stuff and seen him. Just like the scientists are just now proven.
When we read the Bible, there's no evidence for the Exodus, right? That never happened. There's no evidence for the parting of the Red Sea. There's no evidence of Yahweh ever being in Egypt. None of these stories have ever been verified.
They found the Red Sea Scrolls. Everybody look it up. Everybody.
No, I'm talking about parting of the Red Sea.
That literally is the whole thing.
There's no evidence for the global flood. There's no evidence for any of it, right? It's all stories in a book. There's no verification.
If there's no evidence for the global flood, then why do you use that against me to say God's evil? If there's no evidence for it, there's nothing to prove that it's real.
Because it's a fear tactic story used in an ancient book to get people to fear a god. Right? If you think that your God is going to flood the planet because he's all powerful and all evil, right? That's a story. Mythology is very powerful. People take these things to be very, very real. Psychological power is a real thing. So these stories are used to make people fear God.
No, they're not. They're used to warn you about God's wrath, to warn you about what will come in the end. But
there's no verification for these stories.
Everything that you will go through in life is in this book. Guarantee it. If you read it front to back like you would a Harry Potter book, you will find every question you ask. If you would open your mind and your heart, and instead of thinking of it bad, look, and if an atheist goes into the Bible to read it, they're not going to interpret it how I would. Because I am Christian, I'm in there to look for the knowledge of love. They're going into it and looking for the knowledge of hate, for the knowledge that it's not real. So, same thing with you. You're not going to read my Bible and see it how I see it. The only thing, to me, these are real stories. Even atheist scientists know that these are real stories. All of these, they believe in. Well, they don't believe in the Exodus like you were saying, but they told you that Jesus Christ is real, that he died. There was prophets to follow him. All of my Bible tells you that this is going to happen. Everything that happens, it's in here. The Bible tells you before it happens.
Yeah, the Bible can't be used to prove the Bible.
What do you mean?
Like you can't just say because things are written in a book they're true, right? But I want to get things back. I want to get things back on topic. So the last thing I wanted to talk about, in the Bible, it says that the devil is going to disguise himself as the angel of light, right? And the devil is the father of lies, and he's the great deceiver of the world. So how do you know the Christian God's not lying? How do you know Jesus wasn't the devil? He didn't fake the resurrection, pretend that he loved you. How do you know any of that's true?
Okay, you said that it said that the devil is going to basically look like an angel of light, right?
Which is kind of what Jesus did in Angel Gabriel.
It's exactly what you believe in. You see the devil as an angel of light. Like you're sitting here saying something to me that you believe in, bro. I know Jesus.
I don't know. I'm speaking your language on your book.
No, I can answer any question with the Bible. Any question you have, anything you'll go through is going to be in this Bible. Mm-hmm. You do not live by fact, you live by faith. That is what the whole thing is. And it's more than just saying, no, I believe there's a God. You live by faith. Same thing as you have to live with faith, believing that Lucifer's an angel of light. Because, dude, you can't tell me that there's not one thought in your head that's like, maybe I am wrong. Sometimes you cannot. Because everybody
so I get it. I see what you're saying. I'll make my last point because we only got like a minute 30 left. The Christian God claims he's morally perfect and he killed babies in Egypt. Can you please explain to me what crimes the babies in Egypt committed to be murdered?
And what story? Like, what are you talking about? The flood?
In the story of Egypt, when God sent the angel of death to kill all the firstborns in Egypt, and there were babies that were massacred, probably 10,000 plus babies were killed. So what did those babies do? What crime have they committed?
In the book of what?
This is in the story of Egypt, right? When God sends the angel of death, he's trying to release the slaves. He hardens Pharaoh's heart and he kills the babies in Egypt. Have you never read that before?
You talking about Exodus?
Yeah.
Okay. So give me the verse. Like, give me where to go to find that.
I don't. You never read this before about your God killing babies?
You can't give me the verse, bro. I can't believe you on that.
So just for
Hold
everyone
up.
you don't know
The
that.
angel of death. The angel of death. The angel of death is the devil. The angel of death is the devil.
It's God that kills them. The angel of death is not the devil.
So, no. Lucifer came and did
You
that.
don't even know the verse. How are you talking about this if you don't even know what verse I'm referencing?
Because you said angel of death, and the Bible tells you.
Tell me the verse then. If you know what verse I'm talking about, let's hear the verse.
You can't give me the verse, so I can't believe you on what you say, bro. I mean, but I'm going off of what you just told me. Of what you just told me, angel of death is the devil. And if he went over there, God sent him. That's Tom. That's Tom.
All right. So what we're going to do is Eddie and I'll pop on here for a second, and then you guys can gather your notes for your closing argument, to make your closing statement. And then at the end of that, Eddie and I will come back on and give our decision on how we felt the debate went, and then we'll go straight into Q&A. So for everybody that's in the chat right now, I'm just going to tell you, there's like 300 of y'all. So if you want your question to be asked, if you don't super chat it, I'm telling you right now, it's probably not going to get asked because there's too many people. So if you want it to be asked to Hyper Humanity or TJ the Guider, that's the way to do it. So I'll get Eddie on here. You guys can have a second to stretch, get a drink, whatever, and then we'll get back at it. Sweaty Eddie, why is always I always forget to hit there's your bald head. There's your bald head.
Yeah.
There's your bald head.
Gotta get my bald head up in there.
All right, so I'm always being an atheist channel. I'm always going to defer to the Christian first because I always like to be fair. So you give your opinion first before I say a damn word.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yes. Yes. What? Yes, we like pizza, pasta.
Yeah.
Mike's atheist pizza. Like what? Yes. What?
Ooh, I like me some pastas. I like my pasta with a side of Mike. But
all right, let's wrap this shit up.
So here's where I'm at, Oz. Okay,
break it down.
If this was TJ on the affirmative, I would say he's lost handedly. I think that Hyper has supported his position a lot better than TJ has attacked it or supported, the questions that come at him. But I'm just not getting the, back to the original, what the debate was about. I think debate style and the better points goes to Hyper. I think TJ's given him, great effort, being young and fresh and new and all of that. And but I just, I got at this point, I think, Hyper has won by style points and some better points. Also, I'm not sure how it ties back into the original topic. So on that, I'm up in the air.
and yes, so to try to go along with what Eddie just said and keep it short so we can get back to the closing arguments, I grade simply on presentation. Who presented their argument the best, and who held their position the best. And what I've heard, I did actually disagree with Eddie. The last couple times him and I have done this together, I agreed with him. I disagree with him on this because I believe that Hyperhumanity has actually done a very good job of aligning the evil acts of the God, especially in the Old Testament, with what would be Satan, or what would be the devil, what would be evil. I think he's done a very good job of that. And TJ, again, I love his tenacity. I love that he comes with grit and he's getting after, he's going after. I love that and admire that, and what he's doing, especially his first live debate like this. mad love, mad props to that.
Oh,
yeah, it's first one. Yeah,
oh,
first
okay,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not going to take anything away from the dude. Period.
Well, let
Never.
me throw something in there real quick with you. I agree with you on what you said. He has definitely shown how, on his position, that he would see God as Satan, this, that, or the other. I'm just the thing I was talking about was like the original. There's a God, but the Christian God is a Satan God. So that's or a Satan, or that was the only, kind of link that I was kind of missing there. But yeah, you're absolutely correct. He has thoroughly supported his position on, why he thinks that, God is evil, or the Christian God is evil. So
yeah, and what I would say for TJ is win, lose, or draw in this. Great job. And you should take all of this and study this and restudy this and study and restudy this and be more empowered and more equipped and better equipped. And the next time you step into a debate ring or debate forum to do this. So I mad props for doing it. But so far, Hyperhumanity has demonstrated, especially with the Old Testament scriptures, which I know very well, of depicting and teeing up this God to being evil or Satan or the devil or whatever. So now this can be it. So if you're a baseball fan, it's all about the closer.
Well, it's the old cliche. It's, you don't have any losses in competition. You have opportunities to be better and learn. And I think in this kind of competition, that's absolutely true. So,
and in baseball, sometimes it's in boxing and MMA, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So
that's
let's
right,
see
man.
how this motherfucker goes down.
Always got a puncher's chance.
Yeah.
Are we in closing statement?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So Hyper, you'd be first.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so in my closing, I'm going to reference Isaiah 5:20, which says, "Woe to those who call evil good and good evil." Personally, I think the entire Christian religion rationalizes the evil acts of the Christian God as good, when in fact they're 100% evil. So when the Bible warns us of people who call evil good and good evil, it's in fact referring to the entire modern day Christian religion. Okay, in the Bible, it says that the devil is the God of this world. Well, who is the God of this world? It's clearly Jesus Christ of the Bible. It says the devil is evil and imperfect. Well, Jesus Christ and the Christian God, whatever you call him, his actions are clearly evil throughout the Old Testament, and he's clearly imperfect. It defines the devil as a sinner. Well, Jesus Christ in the Old Testament broke every moral law possible, supported rape, murder, slavery, and dashing children to pieces. Clearly, this God is evil and made of sin. 4, the devil is the father of lies. Well, the entire Bible stole all of its myths from other religions, specifically pagan religions. No true God of truth would steal from other religions. This makes the Christian God a liar because he stole and plagiarized everything in his religion. And lastly, the Bible then claims the following attributions of, again, God. He's supposed to be morally perfect. Well, the Christian God supports rape, slavery in the Bible. Therefore, he's not morally perfect. Case closed. 2, claims God's all loving. God supports dashing babies and burning and wiping people out of existence in hell. That's not a loving act. And lastly, the Christian God claims he's all knowing. Well, in Genesis, the Christian God gets details about the creation of the universe wrong. So either the Christian God is an idiot or he's the devil. So yeah, that's it.
That's your close. You finished?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. So you said that. So you said a lot right there. So go to the first one that you said.
No, you just get a 5-minute closing here. You get a 5-minute closing statement.
What did you say?
Yeah, you get 5 minutes here to say whatever you want.
Oh, all right.
About anything.
All right. So in the book of Matthew, like I keep restating him because that's one of my favorite books. But in the book of Matthew, you see Jesus come and heal all of these people out of the kindness of his heart, out of his love. These people are starving. They're Pharisees too. The people that end up killing Jesus, the Jewish people. Jesus already tells them that they're hypocrites and everything because they go against the Bible. But part of it, and Jesus demands his prophets to split food between them all. And he takes, I think it was like 3 loaves of bread and feeds the whole all of these people that was following Jesus, all of these people. So tell me what kind of non-loving God feed these people that don't like him. Like, even though they're against him, he loves them so much. And he goes and feeds them. He heals these people. He brings these people back to life. He does all these miracles for all these people. But yet he's still evil. He still hates them all. And I don't understand how you could think that when he does all these miracles still today.
Hey, TJ, I want to make sure that your time is respected. So if you would back out, I stopped your time. Back out of the stream and come back in because you're really broken up. Sometimes that'll fix it. There you go. So, but no, thank you everybody that's been in the chat so far, and I saw a couple of the super chats coming up. And remember, I will try to take screenshots of the ones coming up now, but not until TJ's done will we start lining up the questions, because if not, with 250, 300 people on here, it'll get lost. So I've said that several times. So if you do it now, do ask now, and they get lost, don't get mad at me. I'm just telling you right now, don't get upset. Don't get upset with the Oz, because I just sit behind the curtain. I just click buttons because I'm the great and unpowerful Oz. But I'll bring Eddie on here for a second. Sweaty Eddie. And you're muted, Sweaty Eddie.
Dang it. Rookie mistakes, man. It's almost like I've never been here.
No, but I won't get any comments from Hyperhumanity yet. That wouldn't be fair. But J Mike says very respectfully, fuck you, Oz.
Yeah, I saw that.
And this is what I would say is fuck Jesus Mike. No, I love Jesus Mike. Damn it, Oz. That's all I'm saying in here right now.
Yeah,
I know. I want to be fair. You guys know.
You guys, man.
Hold on. You guys know I'm always going to be fair, or at least I'm gonna do my best to always be fair. And his shit was cutting up bad as hell, and I want him to have a fair shake there before we go into Q&A, and it be treated. Everybody be treated evenly when they come on the the tardy tarts.
Chico dropping the fat dimes, man.
Chico, he's like a male gigolo or something, I think.
Hey, Chico, come on over to my podcast and drop some of those fat dimes, please. I'll take 50 cents.
And J Mike, I saw your super chat. We'll get to it. I think I screenshot it.
He said, I spent $2. Damn it! Oh, Jim wanted me to tell you he wants his money back.
Tell Jim. Actually, no, I won't say it live. All right, so I'll remember it. J Mike said, "Are you okay with God killing infants in 1 Samuel?" So just remember that one.
Okay.
For when TJ comes back.
Are you okay?
Do you want to write that down? Here, let's put in the private chat so we don't forget. Are you okay with God killing babies in 1 Samuel
15:3? He just added.
I don't care where it's at.
Oh, so
if he don't know his Bible, that's
J Mike likes to kill babies named Samuel. But I got right now while I have the stage, I got to say, J Mike was a beast the other night.
Oh,
he is.
He liked the wood. He liked the wood.
Yeah, the few months that I've known him. Now, don't get me wrong. I like David. David's cool. I think he does a pretty good job. But in the few months that I've known J Mike, the progress that he's made is just been. I mean, he's been studying his ass off because he's done. I mean, bro, getting it done for real. Hey, look, it's the fallacy troll. He's in the house.
Oh, I was just cleaning my nose.
Bobby Brown's in the house.
I was cleaning my nose off.
Yeah, is he gonna teach us how to dance? Do a little sing?
I'm just trying to figure out what happened to TJ.
Yeah, he said to hell with this. I'm out. He said I got paid. I'm gone.
Fuck you, bitches. Oh, there he is. All right, let's get these gentlemen back on the screen here. All right. So TJ, I will take Eddie and myself back off screen, and you can pick off where you left off. You're at about a minute. What I had on the clock for your closing statement. All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now. My phone like glitched or something.
Yeah, I could tell something happened. Yep. you got about 4 minutes left. So I'll take Eddie and I off, and then as soon as your time's up, we'll do one more break and we'll go into Q&A, and then we'll wrap this party up.
All right. Wait, is this our closing statement right now, or what is this?
Yeah, you got 5 minutes.
Oh, man, I can't hear y'all. Sorry, my phone is like glitching like it was earlier. I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, you got 5 minutes for a closing statement.
Is pineapple pizza a sin?
Don't worry about anything I put on the screen right now. You got 4 minutes left in your 5 minutes of your closing statement, and your last 4 minutes is to your best argument on why God is not the devil or the devil is not God.
All right. Okay, I believe that the devil is not God and God is not the devil because I can't see the devil, someone who's evil, coming down here and feeding all of these people. And in my views on it, I see the flood and stuff had to happen because they was going against God's will, God's word. And it just had to happen like that. Same as if the world is evil right now. I mean, every day you see protest upon protest, people dying every day now and everything. And I do honestly believe that Jesus Christ is the God and he's not a devil. He came down here to show us how perfect we should have been, but we messed up. And when I say we, I count us all together, even Adam and Eve. So he shows us how much we messed up. This right here is what a perfect person was supposed to be like. And he comes down here to teach us the value of love and what it looks like to actually be perfect and to walk in his steps. And that is why I believe that Jesus Christ is not the devil. And I'm finished with that.
Short and sweet.
All right. So now you can start punching in your questions for Hyperhumanity and for TJ the Guider, and we'll put them up there. And I'm just telling you right now, again, we have like it bounces back and forth, anywhere from 250 to 300 plus people here. If you don't do a super chat, it probably is gonna go way over I'm ADHD as fuck, so it's gonna go past my radar. So if I don't get color coded shit on the screen, it's gonna miss it. So Eddie.
Yes.
Final count, final judgment.
Here's the final judgment.
What it is, homie.
If Dadpool does any more TikToks with his shirt off.
That's not what I'm talking about right now.
Come on, he's got.
I know you got a crush. I know you got a crush on Dadpool. It's not what we're talking about right now.
Yeah. Hyper's got it. I think he's. I mean, he's young. It's his first. No bad love or anything there. Dude is. I mean, he's up here. He's doing it, and mad respect for him, but. Hands down, Hyper took this one.
Yeah, it was. I agree, and again, I always want to be as fair as possible. TJ, and I know you can hear this right now. You came out swinging, and you were a fighter tonight, and I respect as a fighter, like literally a fighter. I respect the hell out of that. But Hyper, Hyperhumanity came with it, with just having more understanding of the scripture and the context and the history of it, and that you're always going to have an advantage there. When you have that. So it's not a matter of who's the better person. It's just a better argument. It's not a stronger belief or lack of belief. It's just a stronger argument, and that's what you have to understand about judging debates. It's not about who you like more, who you like less. Because I've actually gave points to people that I actually liked less to win a debate just because they gave a better presentation. It didn't mean I liked them, But at the end of the day, thank you both for coming on to the Atheist Roundtable and representing very, very well and being respectful of each other. And at the end of the day, that's what we want here. Is we want to have debates that are challenging. They can get heated. They can get intense. They can be contested. Absolutely. But still remain respectful and respect the people involved, and not go into personal attacks or trying to belittle each other. So I thank you guys for that. I'm grateful that you guys respected those boundaries. But I'm sure now we're going to have plenty of questions in the chat room. Eddie, what's that face for?
Mommy Foulmouth Rocket. She just dropped a dime. Chico needs to step it up.
So let's get to it. So we'll do a quick video break, and then we're going to go straight in the Q&As, the Q's and the A's. All right. Y'all ready for some Q&As? And I got to scroll up here because, holy shit. Yeah, this one's taking, I don't give a shit what anybody y'all asked.
Yeah, that's
for $99.99.
It's gonna stay there all night.
I don't have a question.
It'll be on the next.
I just wanted to Grubhub more beer and M&Ms watching you guys, so y'all can have the night off.
No doubt. Hold on, I'm getting my Cash App name so I can put.
All right, so we'll get some. Here's a super chat. Real question. HH, are you really Gnostic? How is your evidence better? Gnostic evidence is even more dicey than Christianity. Two real sources, early fathers like, I can never say that right, Tertullian. That's what I was trying to say. In 1946, the Gnostic Gospels were found.
Can you guys hear me?
I can now. Yep.
Yeah, so that's a great question. I appreciate you asking that. Gnosticism is a very tough religion to research because the Christian religion literally massacred everybody in the Inquisition. You can look up the Cathar massacre. They were one of the most dominant leading people of Gnosticism, and they held a belief back in, the centuries that the Christian religion actually worshiped the devil, that Jesus Christ was the messenger from God, came down to earth, and he talked about a second God above the Christian devil. And this is what the belief these guys held. The Christian church killed them. So what is modern day Gnosticism? It's basically a secret society type based religion based on modern day mathematics, science, and philosophy. And you really wouldn't read much about it on the internet because, well, what happens when we vocalize our religions? We get literally killed and persecuted by the Christians. So Gnostics over the centuries have been very careful on how they go about publicly saying the Christians worship the devil, because as you can see, this is a very, diverse thing to be saying.
Okay. Good enough. And then I'm going to go to the side chat here where I put this in so I don't where'd it go? Okay. So TJ, this is for you. Are you okay with God killing babies in 1 Samuel 15?
All right. Can I pull it up real quick?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it was 15:4. Is that right? Somebody quote me.
Don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said whoo.
No, just don't do that, Eddie. That's not
Was it the J Mike one? It's Samuel 15:3.
Yeah, 15:3 or 15:4, something like that.
Oh God, Chico, bruh, man.
15:4 is about Apostle Paul, who was Saul. So
15:3.
15:3. My bad.
You're good.
And while you do that, I'm just gonna say, Atheist Chico out here dropping bombs. Let's go Foulmouth. Also, no, I'm poor.
Where's my kettle can?
Jesus fuck Chico. Oh boy, these chats. Oh boy.
Chico, help out J Mike. He needs it. He's late on rent.
Wait, he's talking about Saul going through there and killing innocent babies. Saul also killed Christians too.
Oh my man. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, TJ. They're like having a battle of who can give the most money, and it's insane.
Okay, he's muted. Go ahead.
So it seems like in 1 Samuel chapter 15, it says it's talking about Saul going through there and he's destroying all that they had. That's what it says. So Saul, I'm guessing that they're asking if Saul killed the babies, but Saul also killed Christians. So, and no, I'm not okay with it, but I don't think that was God. That was clearly Saul. It says Saul went through the cities and utterly destroyed all that they had and spared them not. In 1 Samuel 15.
Okay, but didn't and I'm asking because I'm waiting for J. Mike will probably have a follow up, but I would ask, but wasn't Paul moving and acting and doing those things in accordance to
The Lord.
God's will or God's command?
Well, it says Saul, so he wasn't Apostle Paul yet. He was still Saul, the one that went around killing all these people before God blinded him and made an angel heal him. So he was still Saul, an evil man in this book right here. He's not Apostle Paul yet. He's Saul still.
Okay, all right. So, okay, it's not my job to push back, so I won't.
As another Christian, hold on. As another Christian, though, I will say, TJ, that's two different Sauls. The one that you're reading about was long before Saul of Tarsus, so it's not the same Saul that's there.
So the Saul with Samuel, I mean, because it says that Samuel also said unto Saul.
Yeah. It was in the Old Testament. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure that everybody's not confused on it. Yeah, in the Old Testament, that was a long time before Saul of Tarsus. So I just want to make sure.
Well, to get down to it, it still is Saul that did it. It wasn't God. Like he said,
right. God absolutely. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that was because somebody had mentioned it in the chat also. I just want to make sure that they understood where you're coming at. So
yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah,
hey, it's all good, man.
Yeah, because there's many arguments that Saul and Paul are not even the same fucking person. But real quick, because now all of a sudden we have a war on here. So Atheist Chico for $100. Sorry, now I'm in debt, and all my super chat money for Eddie has spent on Tart. You hate to see it. So there you go. And then Samuel says, "Don't spend it on one place, kid." So now I'll try to get to some actual questions for our people here. So let's see. All right, so Hyper, I think this is for you. So you said the devil's the great deceiver. So how do you know he's not deceiving people by being an atheist, Satanist, spirituality, or any other religion that does not follow Christ? Question for Hyper.
That's a great question. So the devil is the great deceiver of the world, and the devil's goal is to lead you away, right, from the true God. So he's to cause confusion. So the devil, right, is the Abrahamic God of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And if you're an atheist and you look at these religions and go, wow, these people worship evil gods, and you become an atheist, well, the devil wins, right? Because then he gets to burn and torture you in hell. So technically the devil wants two outcomes. He wants people to be atheists so he can burn and torture them, or he wants people to worship him as the devil. So in both cases, he wins. His only goal is to make sure you never find the true God.
All right, there you have it, folks. Firsthand. And there was one I want to get to because I've seen it pop up twice here. So question for both Hyper and TJ. What do you make of Psalm 137, 8, and 9? And I'll give you a second to look it up. And in the meantime, I want to remind the rest of everybody in the chat, again, we've been anywhere from 250 to 300 people in here. If you expect me to keep up with all of your questions without a super chat where I can't color code it with my ADHD brain, if you get it mad at me, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit because I've said it 300 times now. You've got to color code it for me. That's the only way I work.
Yeah.
It's like a kindergartner. So so Hyper, go ahead. Hyper.
Yeah. So I think Psalm 137 is irrefutable evidence that the Christian God is the devil. Any sort of God that has that sort of statement in a book and he wants to write that book and print it and distribute it as the #1 selling book on the planet is certainly the devil. That what's written in that sentence right there should not be written in any book. No children's should be taught that, and no children should read that. Whoever wrote that and whoever supports that is not a God of love and is a God of evil.
Okay, but very good, very fair. And because Jim from meaning Forge is pouting in the chat. Jim, just put your question in the chat again without the super chat, and I'll ask it because I missed it earlier because you didn't hear me explaining that I needed everybody to wait till the end to do their super chats. So you didn't follow directions very well. And I love you, Jim.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh shit.
Did you see the one Atheist Cat?
This is just yes. This is just me being competitive now. Hashtag.
I'm getting jealous.
Yep. And this is what brings them. All right. So here's a question. So, my man Hyper, why do you believe the lake of fire or hell is immoral? And dude, I think you can read the fucking comments.
Well, I do know how to read, so I appreciate stating the obvious. Yeah, why is the lake of fire immoral? Because God supposedly created us. He created evil, right? Who condemned us to original sin? Well, Jesus Christ condemned us to original sin. Who created hell? Jesus Christ created hell. Who's going to sentence us to hell if we don't worship him? Well, Jesus Christ is going to send us to hell if we don't worship him. So the whole thing about being burned in the lake of fire really doesn't come down to you being a loving, caring citizen. It really comes down to you accepting Jesus as your Lord and Savior, which makes no logical moral sense in any basis of the word or under the definition of what free will entitles. So yeah, the lake of fire is immoral because it breaks all moral laws and it breaks all laws of free will.
Bam.
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 Probably like it's hot.
How you like that?
How do you like gold teeth when I smile? Try to take me out together.
Sorry. Hold on. There was another one. Hold on.
We're back to the old days on that one.
Hold on. There's one that I felt was a little sarcastic, so I wanted to put it up. Oh, damn it. I lost it. God damn it. Oh, here it is. It was a super chat. You'll see on Judgment Day.
Or you won't.
Can I answer that?
Absolutely.
So Judgment Day is a fake concept created by the Christian religion. The Christian religion has been waiting for Judgment Day for over 2,000 years because that's the trick and the deception of the religion, right? The goal is to build heaven on earth, right? God is within everybody. That means we have all the access we want right now to become God. There's not going to be an external, eternal heaven right outside of time and space that we're somehow going to get. That's the ultimate temptation, and the devil is supposed to be the ultimate tempter. Well, eternal heaven is not real, right? Heaven is the physical cosmos, and we can build it. So Judgment Day, never going to happen. You're going to be forever waiting for 1 billion years for Jesus to come back, and it's never going to happen.
Damn.
Hyper, you and me next, baby.
Damn. All right, I'm looking for more questions, guys. Any more questions, guys? Like, and I'm just telling you right now, like you have to color code them for me. Super chat that shit so I can see it. It pops out because there's tons of fucking comments. Oh, here we go. How is the devil good if he tempted Jesus to go against God? Question for Hyper.
Magnificent question. I love that question. I'll just bounce this back to all Christians, if I may. Supposedly the devil tempted Jesus, right? And he said, bow and worship me, right? Well, Jesus clearly knew he was dealing with the devil. Where is the irrefutable objective proof of claim that the Christian God is not the devil? What if the Christian God is the devil, telling the whole Christian religion to bow and worship him? I mean, it's very possible. Where's the evidence, right? Wouldn't you want to find out just in case you're worshiping the wrong God?
Damn. So I'm not even going to take you off screen. I'm just going to pull this next one. I think it's similar to what was just asked. But to AH, how is the devil good if he tempted Jesus against? He's already copying. So do you want to say it again?
Yeah, so let me read this question. How is the devil good if he tempted Jesus to go against God? So, I mean, this story is clearly fear-mongering people, right, into worshiping somebody while getting you to worship this God. This God is saying, have no other gods before me. But then he's saying, you have to worship me. Well, shouldn't you educate yourself based on free will and free education and critically examine the attributions of all the gods and decide which one is in fact the true God and created the universe? You can't just worship one God because he says, bow and worship me. That's what the devil tried to do to Jesus in the desert. And Jesus was like, hell no, I'm not going to worship you. You're the devil. Well, again, where's the evidence the Christian God is not the devil? Bring forth the objective proof of claim.
All right. And then Hyper, last question for you, and then I'm gonna gear a couple of tour for TJ. So this one, the last one here, Hyper, I wouldn't believe an atheist ever. I don't care how knowledgeable you may be. You're not smarter than Jesus Christ. He is King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and one day soon you will stand before him.
So same thing I said in my opening statement, slavery is wrong on earth. Slavery is also wrong in heaven. The principle does not change one bit. Humans should fight slavery on earth. They should fight slavery in heaven. If a God calls himself the king and calls you a slave, it's the devil. It's an evil God, and you should resist and never worship that God at any price.
Yes. And I'm sorry that one hit every atheist bone I have in my body. Sorry.
Just for the record, Murder Shed said that I win the internet for the month.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to keep my mouth shut. We'll go on here. Question, TJ, can you estimate how many people you think the devil has killed compared to God?
Well, you have to think of it like this. Addiction and stuff, that's no good. And the devil is nothing but evil. So if you die from addiction, you basically died from him. But the Bible, like I was telling Hyper earlier, the Bible doesn't bring up the devil but 3 times, I think. So that's all we needed to know, to just stay away. He let us know what we needed to know. I feel like if we needed to know any more, then he would put more about the devil. But he clearly didn't. So I don't know how to answer that question.
Sorry, I thought I had another question for you. That's what I was looking at.
Yeah, there's one just popped up from FIFA Crazy.
That's what I thought I saw it. Where'd it go? It was there and it was gone.
It's right under Nero.
I don't see it. See, that's the thing. If you, and I'm not saying it because it's like people think I'm saying that because it's money. It's like literally, if it's not color coded.
Some guy in the comment section said the devil has killed more people than the Christian God. Well, when we talk about testimony and proof of claim, if the Bible is actually inspired by some sort of deity, we actually have proof of claim based on the Bible that the Christian God has murdered and killed and committed more sins than Satan ever did. Where are all the murders and sins of Satan in the Bible? There is none. There's only God's smear campaign making some sort of irrefutable claim that the devil's out there killing people, yet we have actual evidence in the Bible of the Christian God killing people. So, I mean, there we have it again.
Oh, here it is. It's from a different person, but it was the same question. So, TJ, how many people in the Bible did the devil kill? And I would say compared to what we have record of God killing in the Bible.
All of
I don't know. Like, I'm not sure how to answer that. Like I said, like the Bible doesn't tell you how many people the devil's killed.
Right.
So I can't answer that question because I don't know the devil. I don't know him. The Bible doesn't tell you, so how could I answer a question like that?
Well, and I don't expect you to answer it, but I would expect the book to have an opinion on it, considering he was deemed the prince of the earth. That there would be some type of body count on old boy. But here's what I'm gonna do, and TJ, because I told you before we even went live, like I would love to talk to you again about how you came into belief versus my story, and you and I just chop it up separately. I think you and I could have a great conversation offline, not live, not anything, and just talk this shit through. But what I wanted to say is, TJ, Hyperhumanity, thank you so much for being on tonight, and we want to give you guys one more time to just shout your own your own stuff out, shill, share away. So we'll start with you, Hyperhumanity. How can people find you? What's going on with you? Tell us one more time.
I'm going to answer one question on that. I'll answer as fast as possible. This guy goes, hey, Hyper, you're afraid to answer my question. Why would the devil give you what you want if you sell your soul to him? Well, the Christian God gives you eternal heaven forever if you sold your soul to the Christian God. Is that not selling your soul for an eternal price? So who is the devil? Well, it's the Christian God who gives you eternal heaven by the definition. So if you guys want to see more of my videos and you like my energy and you want to learn more about what it is to be a Gnostic, I'm on TikTok at Hyperhumanity. I have a book coming out on August 1st called The God Equals the Devil. And I have a clothesline coming out of God Equals the Devil and God is Evil. So come to my channel and say hi, check it out. Thank you. And I also like to say, hey, TJ, great debate, man. I appreciated it. Yeah, I highly respect you for stepping on here and taking the debate. I know you weren't as prepared as me, but I think you did a pretty good job. I'd be willing to run it back to you in the future if you want to try to, run it back with me. But hey, I really respect you and really appreciate you being on here.
Hey, you too, man. I really respect you keeping it respectful between us,
Yep.
And I really appreciate you giving me the chance to talk as I gave you the chance to speak.
Good sport. I like that.
Oh, yeah. That's what I want to hear. Y'all just made my heart warm. Y'all made my heart warm. But because it is, at the end of the day, it's we can agree to disagree. We're all fucking adults, right? We can agree to disagree. So thank you, Hyperhumanity. TJ, is there anything you want to say? Tell people where they can find you, TikTok or YouTube or whatever.
You can find me at TikTok at TJ the Guider, and I'm on YouTube as TJ the Guider too, and that's where y'all can find my stuff to learn more about the gospel and of Jesus Christ.
Cool. And then Eddie, Crumb de la Crumb, the bald man with the madman.
Yeah.
Where do they find you? How do they know you?
Well, first, I'm gonna have to start a PayPal to help Atheist Chico out. Yes, I have a new podcast on YouTube. It is Brute Facts, as you can see right there on the wall. It's kind of just a laid-back style, interview, hanging out, and also on TikTok as Pasta's Secret Weapon. Don't ask. The less you know, the better.
Word up. Word up. And I would like to say one last time, thank you to Hyperhumanity, TJ the Guider, for being on tonight, and especially the people you drew to our channel. We appreciate that, and I always want to give love to that, and we appreciate that, admire that.
Can I say one thing?
I mean, you already said you're going to say another thing, but say another thing. Yeah.
Hyper, I think you did a real good job presenting your case. I think you were definitely prepared, and it was pretty good structured coming into this. And TJ, I just want to say, man, bro, you're young. The fact that you would even get on here at your age and debate somebody, with that many people watching and the following that you have, nothing but mad respect for you, man. Just take, every time that we do this, there's always going to be people who think you win. There's always going to be people who think you lose. Use it as an opportunity to learn, move forward, go back and watch it, analyze it, see where you wished you'd have said something better or made a different point or something like that, and just grow from it, man. That's all we can do. I think both of you guys did an awesome job.
And now because of Eddie, I feel like I can do the Kanye West. Like, can I say something? Can I say something? Like, yeah, they did good, but no. Thank you guys. It was amazing tonight, and thank you for the people you drove to our platform, and hopefully they enjoy more in the future. And both of you, I want to make sure it's known. Eddie, what's your hair routine? Somebody wants to know that in the chat.
I get out, blow dry it straight.
That was a super chat, so I have to say it. But both of you are welcome anytime you need Tart to host a debate for you guys. Both of you are welcome. You got a feel of it tonight, and some of them are more silly, others are more serious. But we try to treat everything equally and have fun with it. But Yeah, we love it. And I will tell everybody right now, in maybe 20 minutes or so, we're going to go straight into the Tart Live call-in show. And we're going to celebrate our 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. And the premise for the evening is, if you're a theist and you want to call in questions, we'll still answer your questions. But if you're not a theist, you're an atheist, or you're just a friend of the channel and you want to roast anybody that's part of the Tart roster, that shit's going to be available to you. You can roast Eddie's ass. Oh, no, I'm sorry, he's not part of Tart. You can roast anybody's ass that's part of Tart, and we'll make it happen. But again, thank you guys so much for hanging out, and everybody in the chat, thank you. Everybody that fucking super chatted tonight and was dropping like millions of dollars, you're fucking rock stars, and I love you and appreciate you. And you paid for Eddie's next like three vacations. We appreciate you, and
tune in later to see Oz rolling in the money with baby oil.
I don't roll money. Do you roll money?
No, I don't roll money. Money's pretty nasty. I'm a germ freak, so
I don't roll money. So peace out. We love you guys. Tune in like 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Welcome to Let's Get It, the Atheist Roundtable.
That was terrible. Let's do that again.
How's the mic? What you doing? What up with Eddie? Why he sweaty on your noodle? I don't get it. He lost his shit. The whole kid caboodle. Now pause. You pause. Everybody tell him that he's a lost cause. Who's the ass in the hat? Half Christian ass. Always talking this and talking that. And Benji on the epistemology. You got claims, got beliefs. What's your confidence? And is it relevant? Nah. Just Jeff. What's next? What text you gonna put to the test? Put to the test, little troll face weasel on TikTok looking like a beetle juice. And what do you do when a member of your crew sits in a shed with the dead? I don't know what's up. Anybody seen T Jump? Now the newest member of the crew. The Tart debut. Here's your preview. It's K Nabs. She says she's the live stream queen. Welcome to the team. Yeah. Welcome to the team.
The Atheist Roundtable. Is faith a reliable pathway to truth? Hey, yo, Oz, are we going on a deep dive? Faith is bullshit. Jesus in the morning.